right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the RideShare Garage, our weekly Wednesday nights live. And man, we got a little show for y'all tonight. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we got a show for y'all tonight. We got a couple of special guests. We have Ronnie Speed from the Ronnie Speed TV. Y'all need to check out his channel if you don't know this
Making
cat.
two
This
racks
cat
a
is
week.
Mr. 2 racks a week. And we love his flow because this is one positive dude. And you know what he does? He's like us, or we're like him, however you want to word it. Um, we're always bringing in people, man, that are on the show, that are out there hustling and proving, showing receipts and getting it done. So, Ronnie, we want to welcome you to the show tonight. Next to
Welcome.
him,
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Once again. I'm excited to be here. About to have a good
you
time.
blessing us tonight. You blessing us tonight. And
Yeah.
next to him, we got Mr. Freddie Cruz from Hot 105, The Quiet Storm. Mr. Steven in live from LA. He's only going to be able to be here for like 5 hours, and then he's got to go on the radio and do his job. You know, get all them dudes hyped up, and they ain't going to get nothing tonight.
We've been
Below
going
him,
2.5, so
hey, Eddie, be nice.
yeah.
Hey, man.
We've
You
been
better be
going
nice,
two and a
man.
half hours, so
I send you something over there, man. You ain't gonna like it, bro. I tell you now, man.
hey,
All
I
right,
got
and
I
then
got
you
my
got
little friend too.
okay, well, I don't even know where to go with that, y'all. Anyway, we got Eddie driving in style, who's already threatened me.
With
That's
that
okay.
$5
We got
ebook. $5 ebook.
bro, Eddie. You know we got alligators down here, right? I need to show you my little friend. I need to show you my little friend, bro.
Yeah, we still, it's been going on. Yeah, and even Joe Rogan spoke about the little big ass snakes that you guys got down there in Florida.
Big little snakes, bro. Them things get
No,
30
the
foot long.
big
What are you
ass
talking
snakes.
about?
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
wrap your little 5'6" ass up and get
We
room
can
for
go.
Brandon, who's sitting
We
right
can
next to
go.
Eddie. Brandon, the Chicago Tesla driver this week. This dude keeps changing his name so
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this dude's in the Uber and Lyft witness protection program. I don't get in with the name changes all the time.
Hold on. What was it? What was his cars? What was his cars? He went from a truck to the
No, he
Porsche
had a
and now to
Porsche.
the Tesla.
He had a
No,
Q7.
he had a
Oh
car.
no! You're way off. See,
All right, go.
I went before RideShare. I had a Mustang, and then into RideShare, I had an Audi A7, and then I had a Subaru Ascent, like 2 months after. And then after that, I tried to get a Ford Expedition. That turned out to be a lemon. And then I got the Subaru Ascent back. And then I got the Audi Q7. And then from the Audi Q7, I am now in a Porsche Cayenne.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I went from Tesla to Caddy. That's it. That is it. That's a lot of cars. That is a lot of cars. And Ronnie, oh, by the way, Ronnie was making more money than I was with a damn Prius. In the beginning with this whole entire thing, Ronnie, how we end up meeting up in the first place? And you're like, hey, let me get you. Let's do a. I was like on your channel, and you're like, let me get you some subscribers and stuff, which actually worked. Thanks a lot for that. That's why I always I talk to these guys about it. But I was making $2,000. I was making $2,000, but I was hustling it. I mean, I was like really like out there like 12 hours straight for me to make that. And then Ronnie was doing like $3,000, but he was making like $3,000. $3,000.
Bro, are we gonna have more echo problems with you tonight?
There's some echo.
No, that was me. That was on my.
That's Eddie.
All right. So
Eddie's talking on a concert hall.
Okay, what I want to do now that we got all the technical difficulties out the way, I'd like for Ronnie to tell us a little bit about himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just with the RideShare, obviously the RideShare up front, how you're making your money and your thoughts and beliefs behind that.
Mhm.
But something we don't touch on enough in this group is that physical fitness and getting it in while you're in between rides. I think that's a really good thing. So, sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you. Like I said, thanks for having me. Y'all already know I got to do my introduction.
Do it.
Do it, bro.
Man, what's going on, people? Drum roll. Piano. Money Speed coming back. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for all the people that's going to be watching this video and you are unfamiliar with my content, my name is Ronnie Speed. Of course, I've been doing Uber and Lyft maybe since about the fall of 2016 when I first started. And I was working I did it part-time. I was working 2 jobs at the San Francisco airport for Delta Airline. So shout out to Delta. I was trying to get back in school because I got dismissed from school for a little bit because it was expensive and I couldn't afford it. So working 2 jobs at the airport, pretty much there from 11 a.m. And if I didn't get a ride home, I had to pretty much sleep at the airport. So until the train
Okay.
back up to the BART for all the people who are with the Bay Area transportation. So I'm there all night, and friend of mine who was working at the airport with me, he was like, "Hey man, like, look, I'm driving Uber." He's showing me the numbers like 1,200, 700, 800, 1,400. I'm like, "Damn, you making this? I know I can make more." So he's like, "Yeah, it's a company. They have, like a leasing program where you can rent a car. You can have the car. You can make more money." And I signed up, man, and the rest is history. I loved it. Eventually switched over to doing it full time. So I've been at it since 2017 full time, man. So far I've completed over 30,000 trips. So I'm a seasoned veteran. So I've completed a lot of trips, man. So a lot of people, oh, he didn't really complete that many trips. He's lying. And, hold on, I'm about to show you real quick with my profile.
My man said 30,000 trips.
Yep. So this is Uber right there. Y'all can see like at 23,000. And let me go to my Lyft profile.
God
And I'm
damn.
gonna show you that. Oh, you can see right there. 7,000. So that's 30,000. Not too shabby.
Not
So
at all.
yeah, man. So I never even knew I'd be driving this long, man. I guess my epiphany for myself was the year 2019. I remember getting my 1099 in the mail from 2018, and I like grossed like 80, net like 60, and I'm like, damn, I made this much. I was just bullshitting. And I was like, all right, man, I'm about to try to go after it. I was fired up. I was like, okay, now I have the opportunity to make 6 figures. So that was like my motivation for myself. Not only that, I knew I was capable. I knew I could do it. And 2, the people who I used to drive around, who used to drive ex-drivers, or I used to drive, but it wasn't no money, and I did spreadsheets and the gas and this, and we need to strike. Trust me, everything that y'all hearing right now, I was hearing years ago. So it's just like the wheel to just continue to spin, and people just continue spinning their wheels. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make 100,000. If I wanted to be the best, what do I have to do? Number one, I had to know my market and test like every day. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start a 30-day challenge for myself. So I was like, I'm gonna drive 12 hours a day for 30 days, as many times as possible within that 30 days. And it was hard, but during that time, I learned a lot about not only the market, but I learned a lot about myself. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. Like, people are so caught up in the numbers, so caught up in the small details, but they really haven't tested themselves. They really don't know what they're truly capable of doing, man. And the thing about this, once you transition to doing RideShare full time, if you're working a 9 to 5, everything is pretty much, done for you. You got to be at work at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever the time, whatever the case may be. You're going to be at work or you're going to get fired. But with driving and doing RideShare, it's all on you. There's nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody holding you accountable. So if you're not disciplined, you will be fucked. And that's one thing, I guess, I'm used to being disciplined from being an athlete. So I was an athlete pretty much my whole life. So it was just easy for me to get up and, get to it. And, along the way, I was just trying to always seek opportunity. Like, I was, okay, I know I don't want to drive long term. What else do I want to do? So I'm out here in the Bay Area. I'm talking to people, having conversations. People are telling me about certain resources and certain things that I can learn. As far as like, if I want to learn Salesforce, I could get on Trailhead, learn about the CRM. If I wanted to code, I could get on Code Academy or Udemy and learn how to code in Python or JavaScript, whatever. So the opportunity is out here. It all depends on you and your mindset. If you are closed-minded and you are driving, you are pissed off the whole time, you worried about stuff that's really not going to change your life, you're going to miss the blessings that comes along with doing this. And that's just how I look at it, man. You got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to get out there, make yourself more valuable, man. Because people, they want Uber and Lyft to be something totally different. And, oh, we need this and we need benefits and they need to change this. It's not gonna happen, man. You gotta put yourself on. Sorry for the long rant, but that's how I view
No,
it.
bro. Preach.
I was solid. I was listening. Yeah.
Listen, you're following right up with what we try to do here.
Okay.
Because like with Eddie, right? So Eddie and I, Eddie's learning to trade, right? Trade the markets in the morning.
Okay.
So
Forex. Oh, my bad. I didn't want to cut you
off. No, bro. Speak on it. No, we're not doing Forex right now.
Okay.
He's learning option trading.
Okay.
Okay, because the quickest way to grow a small account is option trading.
Okay.
Forex. Now, my son-in-law, he's big time Forex guy. Well, he was. He put himself through college trading Forex, right? But I personally never got. Anyway, the point is that Eddie's channel was really built on hustling, getting 2 stacks a week with the Tesla, right? That's what built his channel. But now he's stepped up, got into the caddy, right? So now he's got a little more time because the rides aren't as frequent, right? So he's learning to trade. And let me tell you something. I think Eddie, out of all of us on this, in the RideShare garage, all of us, Eddie's got the bigger hater base, bro.
Really?
He got the hater. Oh,
did most of the haters come from the driving or the trading?
The driving, bro.
From the driving. Would you believe this?
Speak on it, Eddie.
But the thing is, Ronnie, you should know, Ronnie, because the haters, they just keep typing, and the thing is, the more they type, the more attention it attracts to the YouTube channel. So I make more money. So
of course,
it helps me a lot. But but now I have one, but he keeps going after like others and like, hey, like, what are you doing, bro? It's like, just get over yourself, It's like it's me that's actually making the money. And when things get bad, it's me that's got to deal with it, not you. I was like, I have to do this, whether you like it or not. It's like, I'm sorry that I'm like, not doing what you want me to do, but I have to do what I got to do because it is, it's my life. I'm like, not yours. But man, hate is bad, man.
Yeah, man. Haters gonna hate, man, and I love it, man. Because sometimes I go to my comments, I just like, how can you hate on me? I think I seen some girl like, oh well, you're unattractively ugly or something because you always talk about yourself. I'm like, shut up, man. What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna continue to talk about myself. Like the people who really know me, like this is how I am all day. Like I just don't do it just for YouTube. I am really, like this, so
you expect excellence for yourself.
Yeah, if you confident, you hold yourself to a standard. And it's like you enjoying what you're doing, you having fun, you showing people like what could be done if you have the right attitude and the right mindset. They still gonna find some type of way to try to bring you down, man.
All day long, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, man. But I love it.
Competition. Ron, how are you making? All right. See, you did it with the Prius, and I know you lost your Prius, and you're still driving the Tesla, if I'm correct, right? And it is the rental.
Prius now. I'm back to another Prius. I'm on my second Prius.
Yes,
so
yes,
okay. So how are you doing it with the Prius? Because I know you were making more than me, and I was actually a little jealous.
It's pretty much like the same thing. I mean, shit, you get out there and just attack it. So drive anywhere from 9 to 12 hours a day. And at the time, I think the incentives was a lot better. Like in 2021, I think that's when I really start, making content. So at the time, if you get a quest bonus Monday through Thursday for like 200, then maybe like another, 200. So you got $400 or $500 in incentives. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. I just know my market. Like, regardless of what time of the day I start, it's been times where I used to start like at 4 a.m. Then I start to wake up later, started 8, started 10. It's like if you out there and you being consistent, you will pretty much make the same. At least out here, man. I can't promise everybody that, but I don't do nothing fancy, man. I think most people truly know what they have to do. They just don't want to do it. You know, they know they have to drive. They know they have to get out there and be consistent. Right. But it's easy for people not to do. And the reason why it's so easy for them, because one, they are not striving for nothing. If only thing you are doing is driving, then it's like when times get hard, what's gonna keep you out there? And nothing gonna keep you out there because you don't have a vision for what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. You don't have a plan. You just driving to make money. I get it. No, trust me, I totally get it because that's how I started off. Then, like, once you really start to see the opportunity in this after talking to so many people, then people asking you questions, then you start to think and get creative. Like, okay, if a lot of people are asking me these questions over and over and over again, obviously some type of market, like gap in the market. Yeah. So I don't do nothing special, man. I just get out here and drive.
Just go out and work.
Yeah.
Some guys work. It's like, how many hours do you work? I was like, as many as it takes. How much money do you need? What are your goals? If you have your goals, you need the money to fund your dreams, right? So I was like, however long you need to stay out there. If you need to stay out there 20 hours driving,
don't let your dreams be dreams.
For you to make the money, you stay out there and make the money. I was like, ain't nobody else gonna give it to you. You know, just go out there and drive. That was how I was able to get into my caddy after I lost the Tesla. From the Tesla to a goddamn Nissan, it freaking sucked. All right. And then I went back to the Tesla rental, and then they shut my app off, and then I had to go to another Nissan, and it sucked bad, man. Actually, you sent me a message too there, Ronnie. And then after I busted my butt, I was able to get back into a car, and instead of buying a Tesla, I bought a caddy.
Yeah, I seen that. Congrats. I see somebody in the chat saying what year Prius. The year Prius I have right now is 2013. And let me talk about that real quick. A lot of people, you don't need, especially if you are new to the game, you don't need to go out there and get the most expensive car, because one, you're probably not going to drive anyway. So you're going to have this expensive car that you're not going to drive. You don't have the experience, you don't have the discipline, you don't have the work ethic, you don't even know what to expect. So I've met a lot of drivers like that. If the times I've taken Uber and I asked them about their experience, and this one guy, he's like, yeah, man, Uber, they made me buy this car and it was $30,000 and I'm not making money and this. Like, no, man, you don't need to do that. So depending on what your market requirements are, like out here in the Bay Area, your car has to be 15 years old or newer. You could just get something that will last you for like 4 or 5 years. And the reason why I say that is because you want to get something cheap, especially if you new, because you could pay it off as quick as possible, which would mitigate your risk. Because if you out here, driving something like really expensive, that leaves more risk on the table for you. If you get an accident, you get hit or something, now you got to come up with a deductible. Now you got to, rent a car, stuff like that. So, man,
no,
just get
that's real talk. Yeah, but that's real talk for the newer people. When you're experienced and you got some time in the game and you know your market, you understand what your goals are. Then you can step up if you want to step up.
Yeah.
But,
you step up. You step up.
Oh, this guy with this
stop,
bro.
Stop. Why don't you show me your
what was he showing?
He's showing his skyline.
Oh, yeah.
Skyline. Downtown Chicago. He's out there balling.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a baller. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Brandon, I'm gonna be nice to you tonight, bro. You're my brother, and I love you, and I'm gonna be nice to you tonight. Okay. But you will never beat.
You better be nice to me.
You will never beat that downtown Brickell skyline. You will never be. You know what?
You're never down there. You're never down there, so you can't show me what's up.
I can go down there right now, jump on the 17th floor at the Mint, and live like a fucking king if I wanted to.
Do it then. Show me,
that, bro. I don't want. You know what? I don't have to show you.
Yeah, you do.
You know how I show you? I done put 4 kids. Done help put 4 kids through college. Okay. When you get there, breaking generational cycles, creating wealth, not necessarily from me, but from them, for them, by them. That's accomplishing something. And you know what? And you know what? If I want to dip my toes in the sand, I'm 30 minutes from Fort Lauderdale Beach. I'm 35 minutes from South Beach. Okay, I can go either way. 35 minutes, South Beach in Miami, South Beach in Boca. I'm 40 minutes from the nudie beach if I want to go let it all hang out. For y'all on Hollywood, if y'all know what I'm talking about, you know. No, and I'm straight, bro. I love my life.
And then now,
back to the point.
see, and the reason why I got the caddy was because the caddy was bigger, 7-seater, and I have more options. I don't have to actually stick to ride sharing anymore. I could do private rides because my market actually does have the ability for me to pick up private clientele. But I also have other apps, kind of like Roadie and VHO, that I've been using. That's been making me money in case Lyft and Uber kind of just die down on me. I have other options because I actually have an SUV. So that was another reason why I got the caddy.
All right, so
but people say it was because of Vinny. People say because of Vinny.
It was because of Vinny.
No, Vinny was. I wanted to buy another car, but I
you almost bought it. You almost bought an XT6 with 6 seats, bro.
Almost. Almost.
Hey, sometimes you don't know everything. I mean, I jumped into I knew I wanted 7 seats on my car, but
I don't know why you guys are hating, bro. I don't know why you guys are hating, bro. Yeah, I don't get it why you guys are hating, bro. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay. I put in my time on the little platforms. I went out
and
there
if you do your little research on it, they last a while. If you just take care of them, they last a while. That's why a lot of people here got the caddies.
Until you get ready to resell it for less than half the cost.
You run it into the ground. You don't sell it, you run it into the ground.
Let me ask you a question.
What you doing? What you doing with the money?
That's right. Absolutely. Listen, if you're not out here doing, Ronnie just told you, bro. See, Brandon, you go at it a little different, but Ronnie just told you, go low end, low cost, right? Do the maintenance, pay the damn thing off, and move forward into your next vehicle. Not everybody's built. Not everybody wants to drive on the top tiers. There's a lot of people that they ain't trying to make this, a $2,000 a week job, $3,000 a week job. Some of us, listen, we hit our K every week. We're good. 900, 1,000, 1,100, 25, 30 hours a week. That leaves room to do other things. Right. People just need to understand that. If you're out here trying to make RideShare a goddamn career, man, just leave the channel now, bro, because we ain't about that.
Right.
We ain't about that.
Yeah, the reason why I said it, because I know how people are, man. It's like, especially when they buy a car, they get car fever, they get car happy, they want the best thing just to do a job. And especially if they have absolutely no experience, they don't know what to expect. People coming in, they spilling coffee, they dogs are throwing up, they're throwing up, they got mud, they got dirt all in their shoes, stuff like that. And if you are new, you're gonna be, like looking in the rear view mirror, like, dang, I hope this motherfucker don't spill nothing. Please don't spill. Like, dang, man. It's like that irritating factor as well. And most people, like I said, they're not gonna be driving like that. So then they're gonna be stuck with a car note. So that's why I said, man, like they could do what they want to do, but
excuse to buy a car.
Yeah. I just try to give advice for most people, especially if they have never done this with no skin in the game, no experience, because they're gonna quit.
That's why when they rent the Teslas, when they rent the Teslas, it's very expensive. And I was like, I'm not telling you to rent the Tesla. I'm just saying that I'm doing it with the Tesla. That's why in the beginning of my videos, I was never advertising the rental of the Tesla. You can do it, but you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle. Okay, because your payments are gonna be up there.
I found my receipts, Eddie. I found my receipts, but I mean, Ronnie already covered it in one of his videos. You guys should go and look at his videos. He does a whole breakdown on having that vehicle for how many months? Was it 3?
I had it for like 3.5 months.
It was insane.
And I think it was like 8,000 something within those 3.5 months. Yeah.
Say what?
Dang. Woo. Yeah, about like 8,000. Yep.
He said it himself in the video. He was sick thinking about how much he spent on that thing.
God damn, that's double the down payment required to buy the damn thing.
Right.
He almost could have paid for the car that he bought.
Like $4,000, $4,500 for a down payment, and Hell,
No,
they'll
no.
deliver it to your door in 3
It
months.
almost could have paid for the car he ended up buying.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool driving experience.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
just
Yeah.
wasn't for me. Like, man, the
It's a
charging.
necessary evil that we can deal with.
And I
So-
try to explain to people that same factor on the charging. There's much more to analyzing being in an electric car than just thinking, oh, well, the electricity is cheaper per mile. This is, like you said, the analyzing and trying to figure out this and that. I mean, you can make it work, but you have to put in the work to make it work. And don't think it's just gonna all of a sudden it's gonna solve all your problems just because you have an electric vehicle. Now, I will say there's certain people like Chicago Lux driver below me. He's got free charging, so he gets to take advantage of that. That's cool. But New Year's Eve, I lost an hour to an hour and a half of driving because I had to charge
Yep.
2 to 3 times. Going from 20 to 80% and then trying to get back out there. Those were hours I could have been capitalizing on all the bonuses that were out there. $15, $20 bonuses. So,
Yeah.
there are downsides to you got to analyze smart.
And I think I mentioned that like when I did like the review. If you take in like an hour to hour and a half charging a day, let's say in the week, that could be at least 6+ hours that you could be spending on doing something else, like editing videos. At least for me, editing videos, working out, coming up with new video ideas, new stuff like that. So that time, man, a lot of people have to consider that as well. Because like over a week, over months, over years, you can't get that time back. But they can do what they want to do, man. It all depends on how important it is. I don't care because I could make money in the Prius. So I don't give a damn.
whoops.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, do you make the same amount of money with the Prius as you did with the Tesla?
Oh,
One second.
Let me
Yeah,
catch
Linda.
up to a couple of the comments here.
Yeah.
Miss Linda, man, let me tell you, y'all know Medea, right? Well, y'all got to check out Miss Linda's Kadia. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
It's hysterical, man. She is. Listen, y'all go check out Linda's channel too. And thank you for that $5 super sticker there. Miss Linda's question was, are any of you guys picking up patients from the hospital yet? I can tell you,
have.
not me, but if you have, speak on it.
I have plenty of times.
I have. How do you feel about it though?
I mean, I don't mind. I mean,
Cancel.
people they gotta, huh?
If
No,
it's
people,
not cancel.
they gotta get to point A to point B. So,
Right.
it's unfortunate sometimes because you see them like, damn,
Right.
they about to be moving slow as hell. But
I
I swear to man, I promise you. But I remember one time I picked this lady up. She wasn't even at a hospital. I know she had she was in a wheelchair, and I assisted her, and also like a family member assisted her to get in and out the car. No lie, I timed her like to get out. It took her 10 minutes.
Wow.
No lie, because the reason why I timed her, because it took her so long to get in the car. I'm like, I'm about to time her to see how long it take her to get out the car. It took her 10 minutes.
Wow.
So
That's why I like getting out and opening the door for them to get in, and then I get out again to open the door so they can get out.
Yeah,
Quick,
yeah.
easy, quick and out. Well, to get back to
You
work.
know what? But with what Ronnie's speaking on there, that happens down here too a lot. If I'm north of me, Boca Del Rey, it's a much older population. And they ordered. Listen, bro, I had this one dude. It's going like 35 miles. Lux Black XL, one rider. Lux Black XL. Now y'all know Lux Black XL pays the big money. Ain't that right, Brandon? You like that $17 for 1 mile? Anyway, right? So I pull up and it's the chick's father, and he's going back to his nursing home. And dude was just, I mean, he's old. He had to be like in his 90s. And it just takes a little time. So you show a little patience, you make it happen. But 10 minutes is a lot of damn time to wait.
Yeah, luckily it was like the last ride, so I didn't care. But
my big issue. Go ahead.
No, I was pretty much done. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for me, it comes down to like you were saying earlier, these people bringing stuff into the car and dropping stuff, dripping stuff, and whatnot, and coming from, I don't know what the situation is with the medical facility and what they're coming out of. I don't know if they've got something that they're contagious. I don't know if I need to clean my car. I don't, and what's the proper procedure? Sergio went into this on his live stream. It's just, I've picked up from these centers and I picked up someone and dropped them off in the assists, and a lot of the Lux rides are now coming in assists, especially in the morning. So
I
it's just,
them all.
Sometimes I don't pay attention to the destination. That's part of the problem. So I don't realize that it's one of those until I accept it, because it doesn't say it's an assist. It'll tell you it's a lift. It'll tell you it's a lift Lux. It'll tell you if it's a lift Lux Black and everything else, everything between, but it won't tell you that it's an assist. But yeah, in those situations, and most of the time it's been extremely pleasant. It's just, someone that might have a cane or might have a walker or a wheelchair, but sometimes it's like kind of questionable. It's like they're a little like, what kind of procedure did you just have? And do I need to worry about whether or not the stuff leaking on my seat? Yeah, and you're trying to assist the person in, and I don't want to be responsible for harming someone, in that situation.
It would be nice if they get an assistant to come with them, right? And then you can, you could do like a round trip.
I've had rides like that.
I'm not trained for that. I'm not trained.
I've had a few rides where there was an assistant that came with the person, and in those instances, I took them.
In me, they just bring them in the wheelchair and boom, and then leave them there. And I'm like, hey, where are you going?
Yeah. Hey, wait.
Oh, she's just gonna get in the cab. I was like, no, help her get in the damn cab.
Oh, you're a cab now?
Well, that's what they say. I was like, oh yeah, the cab's here to pick you up. So I deal with it. Okay, I deal with it.
The cab.
You just let people trash you, Eddie. They just trash you, Eddie.
It's all right. As long as I'm taking their money.
Yeah,
so
I take responsibility.
All right, let me catch up with some of these questions in here. I hope I get the name right. Marcial Montesinos. I hope I got that right. He's put up a couple of good things in here.
Montesinos.
Okay? Nice.
Montesinos. Get it straight, right?
You know what, Eddie? I'm gonna get even tomorrow, bro. I got something for you tomorrow morning. I
wonder where's he driving.
So, Marcel, we're not sure where you drive at, but I read through your comments, and I'm kind of digging on them a little bit because, you were saying you prefer RideShare as a part-time deal with maybe a part-time job, so you have a little something steady. Meanwhile, you have opportunity to get out there and make a little more. So I get that. I wanted to bring that up. I'm trying to go through these. My comment moderator ain't doing his thing over there. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, so here's another question. Guys, can a rider cancel a ride while he is in the car? He ain't got darn supposed to. I think I had this happen to me, but not sure if it is possible for rider. Yes, listen, a rider, and you have to be aware of this on your app. Get your little Bluetooth, man. If you're not riding around with a Bluetooth, you got issues. Get your little Bluetooth. Pop it in the ear. You ain't got to put them both in. Just put one in. Little ear pod deal. And if somebody cancels that ride, you're going to hear the notification in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll let you know so you don't get 10, 15, 20 miles down the line and realize you just did a free ride. And now, you're all pissed off and angry at the app. Well, I got to be honest. If they canceled the trip midway, if you're not listening for it, I don't know the right answer there. But if they do cancel it, yoke it to the curb, throw them out, and go on about your day. Don't even think twice about it. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think maybe that only has happened like once since I've been driving. So, pretty much same protocol. I ride around with like the Apple EarPods in my ear so I can hear stuff. But I don't think it happens that often. But if they try to scam, do something shady, just kick them out. But sometimes accidents happen. Like let's say you pick up somebody, they're not good at English or English isn't their first language, and you try to confirm the ride. Sometimes they'll just say yeah. They'll get in the car and you drive, and next rider canceled. That's what happened to me. So I didn't throw him out. I just like, where you got to go? I just took him. Like, man, just get out. Sometimes it's just easier just to take the L and just drop them off.
All right, so Jeff is out. Jeff is out. Uber and Lyft want the hospital insurance money, so they are using us like pawns. Don't do it. And this is the other side of it. This is the other part to it, is the liability of it, right? And now I agree that it's certain cities, certain states got regulations for moving medical patients. Now it's supposed to be I guess non-emergency type people. Maybe they're just going to a doctor's appointment. That's okay. Coming back from a doctor's appointment's okay. But I mean, if they come out bandaged up, I mean, you got to let your conscience be your guide there, bro. I'm with like everybody else. I don't want that mess all over my car. That's a $70,000 truck out there, man. I ain't trying to have bloodstains on that shit. I might wind up like Jeff one day. Y'all remember when Jeff, Ronnie? I don't know if you're familiar with Jeff's videos, but he had a rider one night that he dropped him off. He smelled something funny in the car, so he pulled into a parking lot. A very well lit parking lot at night, and he looked back there and he had all kinds of flour all over the car. And the parking lot he pulled into was a local police department.
Oh, yeah, he had the good green.
So like Jeff, I don't want to get stuck with anything extra in the back seat or in the third row. So I get you there. All right, y'all go ahead. I'm just trying to get through these.
Yeah, there was one in there for me. I have only got nobody ever canceled on me. Nobody. They like it. They like me. Everybody likes me. Even the ones that hate me, they like me.
Especially from New Jersey. Especially from New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey. Hey, can't make everybody happy, right?
All right. So what do you guys got tonight? I think I'm caught up on a lot of these comments.
Oh, I see somebody say gas prices. You got to think about gas prices, maintenance, and vehicle. I mean,
well,
sure. Elaborate on that.
Gas prices.
I would like him to elaborate on that. Because he went from talking about people don't tip to gas prices. You got to think about gas prices, maintenance on your vehicle.
Well, yeah, gas prices are really up there. The maintenance of the vehicle, yeah, I kind of do understand, and it kind of it digs into your profits and stuff. But this is where we go. Me and Ronnie go into, okay, you got to have your goals. For me, it doesn't matter much, because if I'm not making money with ride sharing, it's balancing out with the money I make with my affiliates, or with my YouTube, or with my AdSense that I have on my website. So it balances out that way. And again, the money that I make with ride sharing is what I make with ride sharing. I'm not including in there all the money that I make extra on the side. It's not a lot, but it's still extra money on the side. That's why I've been able to stay afloat when things got really bad. And not only that, I have incorporated, and I have like a ton of credit cards. So under my business name, so if something goes bad, I got my credit cards that are going to carry me, all right, until the market starts turning around. But the idea is to fund your dreams. You really need that money, and you need to put it somewhere that's going to create more money, all right, while you're not doing anything. So if you're not doing anything, that money's working for you. While you're out here working for this money, you got money out there working for you. That's why I'm going into trading. That's why I got the AdSense. That's why I got the ebook going. So it's just additional income that keeps coming in. All right. And I want to grow that, because ride sharing will come to an end sooner or later. It has to come to an end, because I'm not going to be 75 and doing this.
Right.
Don't look too good.
Yeah, those are good points. Back to his comment, he said you got to think about maintenance and gas. Why do we have to think about that? I mean, that's inevitable. You got to put gas in your car. You got to fix your car. I don't think about it. It is what it is. Like, it's all part of the game. So I don't know, man. I don't know what point you was trying to make, but
gas and maintenance is like the lowest expense. The biggest expense is your depreciation, and nobody even factors into that, the depreciation. You buy a vehicle and you plan to drive it for X amount of time. You got to think about how much money am I going to lose in that trade-in. And my God, people are like, oh, well, this and this and this. Yeah, well, it's cheap, but it's cheap because you're going to lose half your money when you trade that car back in when you're done with it.
Yeah. See, those things I don't really think about. What I think about is what I'm working on. But I do have one here. See, this is what it is. Okay, so this is what was it? Hold on, I'm sorry, I took yours out. No, not that one. Okay, hold on. Johet, what? Jehote? Am I saying this right, Abraham? So, yeah, all right. I followed. Yeah, he was asking me how I was able to nearly make 2,000. Okay, I literally followed the strategies on my ebook. All right. Even though it's a Cadillac, okay, I worked my way down the tiers, and I also did additional money with what was it? It's Rody, with Rody. I also did some rides with Rody and stuff. And I made that much. It was so close, man. I missed it by like $56, making 2,000. I know sometimes you don't want to go
You
down to that
suck.
tier, but you have to wake up early in the morning. Dude, I wake up at 3. I wake up at 3, and I think I hit the road by 5. If I hit it later on, then the odds of me making 300 for the day or close to it are very slim. But I have to be out there every day because not every day is the same. There could be like today. Today, I only work half the day because I woke up late, all videos full, and I hit the road at about 12, and I worked until about 7. Only made $187 for today. And again, this is what happens if I don't wake up early in the morning. So you just gotta wake up early in the morning. All right, hit the road by 5 at the latest. All right, do the strategies, do the harvesting. Oh, harvesting. If it's surging, you gotta harvest. Um, and those little harvesting ones actually just kind of add up at the end of the week if you do, one or two and stuff. So that's how I was able to make my 2,000. I stuck to my strategies. No
All right.
deliveries.
Well, hey, bro, listen, and again, this goes back to where we're at, right? So, according to Eddie, I never work. According to Eddie, I never work, right? I got nothing but time on my hands all damn day and night. I ain't out there at 4 o'clock in the morning picking people up, in Parkland and taking them to the airport. I don't work, right? It's my fault that
Diddy
Eddie's
ain't got
out of
nothing on me.
work. But I do have time to watch other channels, and I try to watch as many channels as I can. And everybody's talking about the January slowdown, but it comes down again to making the adjustments, knowing how to pivot. If it's slow right now, the whole group was talking about this before the show tonight. This is an excellent time that if you're watering hole, your bottom spot, right? Your top money maker. If that spot is dry, move your ass someplace else. Try another area. Start experimenting. Let me ask you a question. Does it matter if I sit in one place and make no money? Or if I drive, maybe head to another different location and then make some money there?
You want to
Like,
know how you find that out without
I,
guessing? It's called you plan for
sure.
events.
hold
Well,
on. I
speak
got
on
one.
it
I
then.
got one. Hold on. What
Speak
events?
on it,
Okay.
Brandon. Let's go. Speak on it.
Like the number one thing that will make you money is knowing when events are, where they are, and when they're letting out, so that you're there when they're getting out, and you'll be the first person to get a ride. And then if it's a big enough event, when I'm next to 4 stadiums, luckily. But even if I was next to one, I would always be there 30 minutes before they let out. I would try to get an early pickup and then be there right before, do another one, and I could usually get about 4 rides during that time. And
Yeah.
within that 4 rides, I make about $100-$200.
Right.
That's
It's a
a
useful
pivot.
tool.
Yeah, I
Right.
think the best thing, me personally, I think the best thing, okay, let's say you're in the market, it's slow, right? And you're not getting any rides. Now you have the perfect opportunity to work on something for yourself outside of driving. Because let's say if driving ended tomorrow, you couldn't drive no more. What would you do? And I think a lot of people need to start asking themselves these type of questions. If I couldn't drive, what would I do? And start planning out your exit. Like, what skill sets do you have? What are you good at? How can you make money? So
That's
like
real.
last year we was coming out, the pandemic. A lot of things out here in the Bay Area was still, shut down. So okay, if it was slow, I'll just go home, work on my YouTube channel. Like it's always something that can be done. So I think a lot of people should start finding, okay, how else can I benefit? Don't go home and sit there, watch Vampire Diaries and, get on 2K and all that stuff. And, watching Netflix, man, it's always something that you could done that can improve your life and that can improve yourself. So, be conscious of how much time that you're wasting outside of driving.
And you know what? And that's the thing, right? So a lot of drivers like to talk about, well, how much you make per hour and this, that, and the other. Well, how much are you worth for that hour? And when you're not working, if you're not getting rides, if you're not out here, you don't have the apps on, that hour is still worth something. And if
Right.
you're not using it to build yourself up and better yourself, what the hell's the point? Don't bitch about making $20 an hour on RideShare if you're not willing to invest that same time into bettering yourself and moving yourself forward in life.
Somebody asked me a question. Ronnie, how many
Yeah, how
miles
many
did you?
miles?
Okay, so the first Prius I got, I bought my first Prius in 2019. It was a 2007. It had 67,000 miles on it. When my transmission went out, it went out at 309,000. So the one I just got, the 2013, it had 98,000. And so I should probably get like another 200,000 plus out of that. So yeah, man, them Priuses, man, you could rack up a shit ton of miles on them. You could destroy them. So,
When you're paying that lower price and working towards getting it paid off quick, minimizing your risk, that's a great thing. This is a good point to introduce. Now, I'm gonna go ahead. Sergio has joined us. He's been patient with us. But although the first time I think he was having a couple of technical difficulties because we have screenshots now of him too. He is now in the Eddie Club, right? He is now in the Eddie Club. Sergio, how you doing out there tonight, brother? How you doing in LA?
Great. How are you guys?
What's going on, man?
Excellent.
All right, so
All good
Sergio,
out here.
this is Ronnie. Ronnie,
Nice
this
to
is
meet you.
Sergio.
Pleasure.
Ronnie runs a channel called Ronnie Spree TV. He has a similar to your Show Me the Money Club, only on his, it's 2 racks a week. He brings on drivers that are out there catching that, 18, 2,000 and above every week. And so he was nice enough to join us like you, bringing some expertise to the channel. Sergio, what you got going on, brother?
Not much, bro. I think the technical issues were I blew up my computer today. I don't know.
Oh,
I was
Yeah.
no. I mean, I've been on and off Zoom. This, do that, this, that. So I think I overused it. I don't know. But this is relaxation time. So I want to go grab a beer and then chill out
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and listen to the experts who are all going to Arizona to kill it. Right? That's what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, Ronnie's out from your way. He's out from the Bay Area, and
Okay.
Steven's from LA.
Yeah.
Us other three bums, well, we're more to the east side.
Oh, I know that, but I thought you guys were all going because I had an interview with Channel 2 in Phoenix with what's her
Okay.
name? Anyway, so they asked me my opinion of what drivers should do and what passengers should do during the craziness that's about to come around, Super Bowl and the Waste Management Golf Tournament, which
Okay.
is going to be the perfect storm for drivers. So on that weekend, where's Jeff? Jeff better be making $3,000 that weekend. Otherwise,
He ain't gonna be by himself. I mean, we got one little glitch
So-
we got to work through, but the
Right.
goal is my intentions are to be there. I'm heading
Yep.
out there, and we're gonna see if we can make it happen. Brandon was going through something. I guess he talked with somebody from support. We just have to find out if they're considering that area a restricted city or not. And to
it's
me,
not. Actually, it's not. I spoke to a driver from Chicago today who's like an Uber Winterbird, like the Canadians. They go to Palm Springs on the weekend. He's actually going next week to Arizona. He's got a Tesla Y, and he says.
So when I talked to support, they told me they couldn't add Arizona as a secondary city because it's a restricted city, and I would have to drop my application to Chicago and then quote unquote move to Arizona, and then I can drive. But with the way they're running background checks, I could be down for 2 to 3 weeks.
You have a,
So
yeah, I know,
I
but you
can't
have a
risk
month.
doing
though.
that.
You have a month to do it. I mean, it's not until the 16th. So this driver does it pretty much every couple of months. He goes to a different city and drives in a different city, and he's driving the Tesla Y, the black one, and you know, he said it's
7-seat?
pretty easy on Lyft. It's a little bit more difficult on Uber. He said so.
Well, I
Yeah,
remember
so
it was like I was telling them when I made those trips, those big trips out of town. I mean, I was getting pings all the way up to Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah,
damn.
and obviously with Lyft, not with Uber. Uber, once
yeah,
you get to state line, they cut you off.
yeah,
But and you know what? Lyft. I don't know what the platforms are yet. Anybody out there in Phoenix that's driving Lyft that has an SUV or a midsize SUV, I'd like to know if they've got Lux Black XL out there, because that's the money makers. And that would be the main reason why I would head out there, not just to harass Jeff, which I promise you I'm going to do. I am going to harass the hell out of Jeff. But it's also, slap Eddie around a little bit, maybe, let Brandon drive a Cadillac so he knows what a real car feels like. And anyway, anyway, so yeah. So what else? Hey, Sergio, I wanted to ask you something. I watched your show last night,
yeah. I saw you.
and yeah, well, it's okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I wanted I'm not going to use the word correct. The new Uber Pro card.
Yeah,
Okay, they did switch from Green Bank, and they went to a different bank.
yeah,
I got the card. I'm testing it because I'm going to make a video on it. I haven't found many problems with it. Yeah, every ride's automatically onto that card. There's no charge for moving it onto that card. It does have, those backup balances or whatever. I don't need that crap, but it's
yeah.
there.
Well,
The only thing
I've
is
had
when you go ahead.
I've had drivers. You know, we talked about it, I think, a couple of shows ago. Just be careful with all the credits that the second you finish your trip, it's obviously crediting, into the debit card. It's going into the debit card.
Right.
Check those. He
To make
he
sure
had
they match.
nothing but discrepancies, and mostly on the short side. Couple on the long side, but mostly on the short side.
Okay.
And it took him hours and hours, and then they gave him a few more bucks than they actually owed him for his inconvenience, $10 or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the more trips you do, the tougher it is obviously to follow the trail, right? Because it's kind of an inconvenient thing to just go check your receipts and then go back, check your card if the correct amount hit, right? So there's problems like that with the Uber Pro debit card, the new one.
Okay.
Other than that, there's a couple of other issues that I know of, which is, you can go obviously to a free ATM. That's not the issue. But if you want to move like a bulk of money, there is like a PayPal kind of a percentage that they're charging you to move
Right.
your money to your checking account if you want immediately. If you don't want it, then it's a couple business days, it's free. But the biggest problem I've heard is the credits. When the trip ends, the correct amount is not getting credited to the debit card.
That's interesting because whenever when I do end a trip for Uber, obviously with the upfront price, you know what the damn money is.
Yeah.
And so the notification will come up on top of the phone. I'll pull it down. So far for me, I can't
Yeah.
speak for anybody else. So far for me, it's penny for penny what it's supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah,
And then
I
when
hope they fixed it. I mean,
How much was it off, Sergio?
In his case, it was the most that he'd seen. It was like $1 and change on a single trip, but mostly, 20 cents, 50 cents, 30 cents, all different prices. A couple of them were in his favor, mostly on the negative side. I mean, look, I keep saying this, and then people call me this, Uber, that. Look, man, they squeezed 22 billion trips in 1 quarter into their systems. Okay, I am truly, truly shocked that shit does not go wrong more often. Okay, that's a massive number of trips. I mean, 2.2 billion trips in 1 3-month period. That's eats and rides. Stuff is going to go wrong. I mean, as whatever they have, computers and engineers and this and that, stuff happens. And then, every driver sends me this. Oh, what do I do now? I'm like, I'm not Uber support. I mean, it is what it is. And then when you say that, you disappoint them. But then on the other hand, it's a massive system, man. And stuff is going to go wrong. And, the adjustments that have to happen. And then they have the same thing on the passenger side. They have to collect. They have to pay you. it's a massive system. So patience is required, and then stuff will go wrong. But most of the time, they will correct it. Most of the time,
Well,
the
I
biggest.
want to interrupt you. I want to interrupt you there, Sergio, because you just alluded to something, and I'm just going to say it. You are damn sure not an Uber shill. You are not an Uber shill. If
I
you're on the take, if you're on the take from Uber, if Dara is slipping you a couple shares here and there,
I'm doing
okay,
a good job, right?
you, man, you are the worst at upholding them damn companies. Because, bro, I hear you going slap off on them in public on Harry's channel of all channels. Because you know how I feel about it. But, bro, you are definitely. If anybody calls you a shill, you know what? Let me know. I'll go smack the shit out of them and
I
call it a
know,
day.
man. You
I'll
get
go
used
Will
to it.
Smith
We know.
and we'll get it over with. All right.
You get used to it after a
I'm
while.
gonna do it a little more manly. I ain't gonna stand there and like
I get
hit him like Will did. That's a little.
you
That was
know
a
what
little
it is.
flag hit.
Vinny, is that you get used to it after a while, because what happens is that there are so many opinions, and the channel has grown obviously big time, and you get more opinions. Everybody has an opinion. You're all entitled to your opinion. I know what I'm doing. I know what we're doing. We'll just stick to the game plan, bigger picture in mind, and then I
Amen.
I
People
can't
can,
just roll
yeah,
with the. You gotta learn how to roll with the punches when you're doing this YouTube thing, man.
people that aren't in your shoes will misrepresent you constantly. I mean, if Ronnie Speed's any example of that, if Eddie's any example of that, you, Sergio, I mean, you get stuff on your videos with people that don't know any of your experiences, don't know how you grew to get the wisdom that you have to make decisions in this market, in your own individual markets, and will say whatever they can fly out of their mouth to try to get under your skin. And they're just hoping that you'll take a second and you'll respond to them, and you'll acknowledge them for what?
Yeah.
That 1 second of fame. Oh yeah, I got him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their victory for the
But then
day.
this is what you do. You come back. Ronnie comes back every week. Look at my numbers, bro.
Receipts.
I ain't got nothing to like. I don't have to prove anything to you, but this is for the people that actually want to do something with themselves.
Nah, but this internet thing is funny. Haters are gonna hate. It happens in all social media, not just YouTube. And to me, it's like I got to be like Clinton. I got to cover myself with Teflon, and then that's it. It's like nothing will stick
That's
to
the
you
other
that
channel.
way.
Stop. That's the other channel. That's the other
Oh,
channel.
okay.
Man, you mentioned certain names. They start,
Okay,
that
okay.
green little money dollar sign goes to yellow, and then
Oh, yeah.
next thing you know, you're on Rumble. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't think you can mention that either. That'll.
Hold on. There we go. We got the delayed bonk there.
So we got some
ahead,
questions.
Steve.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
just throwing
Steve,
in.
hit
We
'em
got
up.
some questions. We got Bo.
Do your job. You got one job, Steven. Do your job.
We got Bo
Okay,
Show. The Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive long range dropped by 10K. It's 52K now. It was 62K 3 months ago. What do you all think about that? And I'm going to change this question a little bit to the vehicle market at large, and especially since Ronnie just bought his car. I don't know how far back that was, but like, what do you think about the drop in vehicle prices over the last couple of months or so?
You asking me what I think about the drop prices in the Tesla,
go
or
ahead.
just vehicles in general?
Vehicles in general, but if you want to speak on the Tesla, because Bo Show is asking specifically about the Tesla.
I'll speak directly on the Tesla. First question I have for you is, why do you want a Tesla? Not saying it's a bad move, but you should really ask yourself, why do you want a Tesla? What's your charging situation? What's your experience like? Like, how long you been doing this, and are you ready to make that commitment? People, when they, like I said, they get car fever, so they want to buy a car. But when everything is going good, it's going good. But once something bad happens, then it leaves you on the table for greater risk. And
I'll
you also have
real
to.
Quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he said earlier before that comment, he said in the Tesla during summer months, I was grossing about $1,800 to $2,200 a week. However, because rideshare drivers make more money time over distance, I'm willing to accept a standard ride. Not sure what he means with the standard ride, but it sounds like he was making $1,800 to $2,200 a week in the Tesla.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just giving you things to consider, and also, I mean, should more often than not, you're gonna be out there a lot longer. Then another thing that you have to consider is what if you want to go on vacation or something. And if you get a Tesla, let's say your note is what 1,000, 1,100, whatever the case may be.
Mine's
You
12.
know, yeah, you also have to consider that. So now you paying more money to a vehicle instead of using that money to invest in yourself, as far as maybe some type of education, some courses, things that you can learn. So the choice is yours, man. Like I said, I don't argue with people. I just got 2 words for you. Good luck.
Mm.
Yeah, can I
Any-
say a couple of words? Well, let me say a couple of
Oh,
words.
yeah, go.
Math don't lie. You got to do your math, man. Numbers don't lie. I mean, when you're making a major investment like that, getting into a Tesla or a 3 or a Y or whatever it is that you're getting into, you do your numbers before instead of looking at what other people are doing. Other people are not you, and you're not going to be other people. You're just going to have to figure that out. Put numbers on a pen and paper. You don't have to do some elaborate spreadsheet and this and that. It's simple math, man. You have money going out, you have expenses, and then you have what's coming in. Variability in the rideshare business is huge, right? One week they can offer you a massive quest. Next week they don't offer you anything. Well, there you go. Then what are you going to do? So to me, it's like you gotta make sure your numbers are tight. In fact, what you should do as a driver is, don't even consider any of the bonuses or incentives they're offering you. Can you survive on base rates on that car? If you cannot survive
That's a
on
hell of
base
a point.
rates, if you don't survive on base rates, or with upfront now, we don't have base rates anymore. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not a strategic driver, and if you cannot hunt surge down, and if you don't go with the flow of the city, and all these things that all these guys do on this channel, obviously, that's why they're successful. Even at worst times, they're going to make more money than the average driver because they know what they're doing. So the most important thing to me is, you just bare bones. This is my cost, expenses on one side of the column. The other side, what's the worst that I can make on a weekly basis? And I hate the word make. What's the worst I can gross, right? So then you have your numbers straight, then you go make the commitment. But I think with as big as the variabilities, in certain weeks, incentives are up to 30 to 40% of a driver's income. That's a fact. And now those incentives are gone, right? I mean, and now you have to figure out, okay, well, that was a big chunk of my earnings. Now you have to maybe get better at what you do, as opposed to, to replace those lost earnings through incentives. You have to know, when and where it surges. You have to be there before it surges, as opposed to get there or chase the surge. I mean, all these important things that all these successful drivers do. We do surveys in certain cities, in most cities. The difference between the top 5% guys and the bottom 5% guys is like 3x. Meaning a bottom 5% guys will make $10 an hour. The top, 5% guys will make $30 an hour. That's a huge difference. And you're both doing the same thing. You're both picking up and dropping off. It's not rocket science. But why are they so much more successful than you? Right? So those are the things you have to figure out. And then
but Serge, that goes back to what we all try to do, right? So, and yourself, you have channels, YouTube channels and Rumble channels and websites that are going to try to help you and keep you in a positive state and frame of mind and keep you moving forward. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you got the grifters, what I call the grifters, right? And I'm not going to, no, but it's a real thing. You got those that are going to keep you in a depressed, negative state of mind. You might get, because we all know you never know who's going to get in your car, right? That's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Ronnie alluded to earlier. You don't know what opportunity is going to come through or step in front of you because you're too damn closed-minded and it's already so damn negative about the thing that you don't realize that's an opportunity in front of you. And I'm not going to get religious because I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. God always puts in front of you. You just got to have your eyes open enough to see it.
Yeah. Well,
right?
the other thing, Vinny, but the other thing is the reason you guys are still successful in a slowing market, we're not going to sugarcoat this, okay? Market's shit right now.
Call it straight.
And it's going to be shit for a long time. I mean, I had a call at noon today with a couple of bankers. I mean, it's horrible out there. So
Oh yeah.
What's gonna happen is that how do you guys talk about pivot, adjusting, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mhm.
You have to adjust. You have to adjust your shifts. You have to adjust your hours. You have to make, if you were not a drunk hour driver, maybe you'll have to be a drunk hour driver now. You have to, every time they zig, you have to learn how to zag. I mean, this is the name of the game. So it's, and again, this is not employment, right? This is not a job. It's not a career. This is something that you're doing, hopefully in a transition to some bigger, better things. Are there drivers that have been out there for 7 years full time? Yeah, there are, but they're like handful, maybe 10% of all drivers out there are like that. And to me, for drivers, advice now is probably more important than ever, because when stuff is good, everybody's making money.
Right.
Like last August,
Yeah.
September, October, I was making $60, $70 an hour on X. Can I do that now? Absolutely not. In LA, absolutely not.
Nope.
But now, you got to be content with what you're doing. But this is actually the most important time to know what your costs are, because when you're making $50 an hour, you go, whatever.
Yeah, nobody cares.
My dad costs 10 more cents. Who cares? Tires, I go buy the more expensive tires. Well, now you really, really have to count your pennies and pinch your pennies and figure out your costs,
100%.
because the margin, your own margin, is very tight right now.
Eddie, you're awfully quiet over there tonight, Eddie.
That's what.
You better not,
Well, I'm letting Sergio talk, because I was listening to Sergio, and then like I said earlier, he was talking about the guy that multiple pickups. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and
that
at the
one from
end,
last
he made
night.
like $3. He made like $3 on it, and he had to do it because I believe he had a lot of cancellations or something like that.
No, actually, that's actually, I didn't give the whole story, and that I just, kind of made it look like it was horrible. I know why he did it. That's Kyle, by the way. That's WeZoom, right?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, that's WeZoom, but he had a 3-4-21. So in 15 minutes, add another 21. He made $25 on that, right? He had a 3-4-21 streak. But now, hold on a second though. If he didn't have the 3-4-21 streak, would he do it? Absolutely not. He wouldn't.
Hell no.
But there are guys out there that do it without that streak. That's the goddamn problem we have. There are people out there who will take those 262s in LA and 327s on Uber. And that's the problem that we have. We have the problem of people taking shit after shit after shit without knowing, what their costs are. And I'm like, we can't fight that. I mean, and blame those people because they got to put food on the table, man. I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, I think the most important thing for any new driver.
Somebody's pointing. Eddie, what are you pointing at, buddy?
What it says on Sergio's on the top. Don't.
Oh, the declining garbage. You know your worth.
Yeah. So I'm trying to point down to it.
You're trying to point down. This is Hollywood Squares, bro. This ain't the Hollywood Squares, bro.
Decline garbage, bro.
Hey, real quick, shout out to all those that are watching tonight. We appreciate y'all joining us as we do every Wednesday night. And as you can see, the RideShare Garage is a collection of. It's not limited to. And we are always open to anybody who's out here trying to move in a positive direction. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We would ask that you hit the like button on whichever channel you're watching, because I know we're streaming from a central location, but we're streaming out on Steven's channel. We're streaming out on Eddie's channel. We're streaming out on Brandon's channel. I don't know if Ronnie and Sergio are streaming out. Sergio might get in trouble if he streams out. So
I would stream, but I don't know this technical stuff. Maybe that was the problem with that I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm like Sergio.
I'm an illiterate when it comes to
I added my channel, so yeah.
Oh, there he is. All right, so we're streaming out on Ronnie's channel. And
I hope so.
like I said, I love everybody that's here.
I'll verify right now.
What do we got, Brandon? What do we got?
We
can't see that, bro.
Blurry.
Okay, and you're not gone yet.
I'm trying to stay for the boys, but if this keeps happening, I might have to go.
Oh, you signed online?
Oh,
I live in the middle of the city, man. I always get rides.
Downtown.
How much was that request? Because we need
$14 for 7 minutes.
Look, he pondering.
And you're still sitting there. And you're still sitting
I'm
there.
getting my keys in my pocket.
Sergio is like,
And you're
"Oh,
still
Hey,
sitting there.
there you go.
This is crack right here. This is crack right here. This is crack.
Yeah, Sergio, you guys
Crack,
gotta
bro.
understand, bro. Right? He says to me when we first met and we first got that Discord set up, he said, Vinny, whenever you get a Lux Black XL ride, send me a screenshot. So I do when I get the unicorn, because listen,
I
I
fucking
tell
love
you all
it.
the time, right? Yeah, but it's look, you get once, twice a week, once every 2 weeks, you get the unicorn. I call it the unicorn because I've gotten 30-mile rides that's paid $150. And
Lux
I
Black
get it.
XL pays more
But you
in
don't
South
see
Florida
that
than any
often.
other country or any other
So
state.
I send it to Brandon, and Brandon's like the little pervert jerking off in the neighbor's window, when he sees that. And the last one I sent him was $17 for 1 mile, Sergio.
What
1 mile.
about that? What about that $144 one you showed me for 30 minutes?
Yeah, bro, it was 28 miles, 30 minutes. I was there and gone. So let me see if okay, let me check that real quick.
That's good, brother.
Guest channels.
I am
No,
ready to go, Ron.
we got to get you linked up, Ronnie. We got to get you linked up.
Oh, okay.
We got to get you, Steven, hit him in the private chat and let him know how to link it up. I'm not sure if he's been through this. Ronnie, what do you use? StreamYard or Restream?
I'm using Restream right now.
Oh, then you should be able to pair up. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can, depending on what level of Restream you're on, like we got the $50 a month one, right? So
Mhm.
I can do 8 destinations at one time, but you can link up to like 50 more channels. So you could legit have one stream centrally broadcasting and going out to almost 60 channels.
I think I probably had to turn it on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hey, I'm new to all this technology, man. It sounds like these people
Well,
when they get
I'm
inside
putting
the
this part
Tesla.
out
Hey,
there.
I don't know how to work this technology.
No, I'm
How
putting
do you
this
open
out
the
there
door?
because earlier I was on the Driven Dad and the Driven Moms channel on their
Mhm.
live stream, and me and another guy, friendly, we got into which is better, StreamYard or Restream. And I
Okay.
just happen to think Brandon got me turned on to Restream, and now I'm a Restream fanboy. So y'all figure that out. Eddie, carry the show.
Yeah,
Sergio,
it's
carry the
not
show. I'll be right back.
Okay. So no, I gotta. So Linda says, have any of you done food delivery for Lyft? I attempted one time, but they're so far behind. Or DoorDash, especially even Uber Eats, even Grubhub, which is garbage. So no, Lyft is.
We do
I
have one
wouldn't
person
suggest
on
doing it.
here.
We go hungry doing it.
I got a couple
You
of
have one
rides
person
today,
on?
and I didn't do it. I just declined.
Yeah.
We
single
do have
time.
one person on here who does food delivery. It's Kiera Tracks.
Oh,
If
Kiki.
if you follow at the end of the show, if you watched the rebroadcast on YouTube, Vinny puts everyone's contact information in the description. So I'm sure he'll put Kiera's on there as well, so you can follow her and see what she does for food delivery. She only caters to the higher wealth people in Atlanta. The big baller millionaires. She makes
Okay.
pretty good money.
Yeah, that's why she
Yeah,
gets
Sergio, man, you gotta really check about.
All
She
right,
wrote an
I gotta go,
ebook
man.
out.
Uber's paying $96 an hour right now. I gotta go.
All right, get your
All
ass
right,
out of here.
man.
We'll see you when you get back.
Make that
All right,
move.
hit that.
Hey, the bulletproof vest is right
See-
behind you. Don't forget it.
See, he just said something. He just said something. Brandon just said something that I completely disagree.
I think you
right?
and Jeff are correct.
So
What's
he
that?
goes, Uber is paying $96 an hour now. He's playing the game that Uber and Lyft are playing, meaning he looks at his
Utilize-
active hour. He got that
Ooh,
one
shit.
trip that's going to pay him $96 an hour and extrapolates over that period and goes, that's $96 an hour. That's not $96 an hour. You just made $20 in 15 minutes. Now, if you can do 4 more of those, that's $80 an hour, and guarantee you're not going to do 4 more of those, right? So this active hour shit that blows my mind that people still have not caught on to this. When Uber goes, yeah, all drivers are making $37 an hour on active time, including incentives and tips. That's active hour. Well, the math is simple. If you did a $9 trip and it took you 15 minutes, you multiply that times 4. That's how they're getting their 36. Well, what are the odds you're going to do 4 more of those or 3 more of those after you did the first $9 trip for 15 minutes? 0. So to me, what he just said is bad advertising right there. Oh, Uber is offering me $90 an hour. Nope, Uber is now. If there was a trip that was $90 and it's going to take you the whole hour, yeah, then you just made $90 an hour. But if Uber just offered you an $18 trip, let's say for a half hour, or $18 trip for 10 minutes, you can't take that, multiply that times 6, and say Uber is offering me $90 an hour. I disagree with that.
Right. Listen, Wes's grocery store. I want to disagree with you there. I think Ronnie and Jeff are delivering the same message. I really do. I think they're delivering the same message. They're just coming from 2 different streets. So on the one hand, you got Jeff, who is purposely trying to motivate you to know your worth and get what you're worth. You know, like the old Rocky, the whole thing. Now, if you know what you're worth, go out and get what you're worth. And that's what Jeff is trying to motivate you to, where you don't have to stay in this woe is me, enslaved to the app mentality. That's what Jeff's coming at you. Always looking to build something up. With Ronnie's coming at you like, man, I don't want to hear it. I'm getting my money. This is how I get my money. I'm making $2,000 a week. And I still want you to get out there and get what you're worth. They're both trying to push you in the same direction. It's just coming from 2 different directions.
Who is Jeff?
Jeff is Uber Jeep AZ.
Okay.
He's a member of the garage. Yeah. He's not working tonight. And
man, I wish he came in. You guys would have a real good conversation.
Well, and then the other part to that too is where Jeff doesn't have it. Jeff's issue is with another YouTuber who constantly plays the victim. And this can lead into a whole wild conversation. And y'all stop me if I start getting off the rails. All right. Because I don't want to get off the damn rails tonight. That's Sunday night on the No Grip Zone. Listen, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care where you come from. We all got a story. We all came through some bullshit. Right. But if you let it beat you down, just like if you let these apps beat you down, then you're going to stay down. And that's what Jeff's coming at with his channel. I'm going to defend that man because I know his history. A lot of people don't know his history. I know his history. And so all of us in here done been through some rough stuff. I don't care. Even Sergio. I know Sergio ain't listen, he's not no elite, proper 1% white guy from Europe. Hell no.
I'm definitely not white, bro. I have to mark Dominican, but I'm definitely not white.
But my point is we all have been through some crap, and we're all sitting here we rise together, right? What is it? A rising tide lifts all boats. And so I kind of, maybe I shouldn't take it personal, but I kind of took that a little personal. Wes, I love you, I respect you, but yeah, nah, they both coming from the same place, bro, from the heart. Okay.
There's a good comment there. Julio Coutinho says, the math is you need to have someone in your car when you're driving, otherwise you don't make any money. Don't be too picky. I completely disagree with that one. I disagree with Brandon on the $90 an hour one. This one, I completely disagree. Now, Julio, you can have a butt in the back seat and go with whatever they give you, okay?
So, and you can drive for free.
We all know there's a glass ceiling in this, right? I mean, in LA, I can squeeze max maybe 4.5 trips an hour, depending on what kind of incentive I'm working for, right? But if you just did this and just have a butt in the back seat, quantity over quality, it's not a winning game. It's just not. Your numbers are not going to, you will create some cash flow, but you're not going to be profitable doing that. To me, that's the attitude that, is getting us where we're getting. It's like, I'll just accept, because if I sit on my ass, I'm not going to make any money. I'm like, yeah, okay. But, cash flow is different than being profitable.
There was one thing that they used to do to me. So whenever I was getting really close to my bonus or my quest, they used to send me to the middle of
crap out of you.
Yeah. And what I was doing was that I would switch into deliveries, because if all I needed was 5 deliveries to get my $200 bonus, because I knew that's what they were going to do. they were gonna send me to like the middle of nowhere so I don't get the quest, to a really
100%.
far trip. And
100%.
and at that time, that's when I used to switch, and I used to do a couple of deliveries. That's why sometimes on my videos it'll be like $3 deliveries and stuff. And people say, "Hey, why are you doing $3 deliveries?" I was like, "It's because of the quest. I finished
what
my
they do,
quest.
though,
The $3, boom, I hit the quest."
But Eddie, what they're doing now is that, see, I did nothing but rideshare, and the last 6 months I did a lot more delivery than rideshare just to learn about the game, because if I'm on top about it, I'd rather do it. So far I've done 850 deliveries last 6 months. That's not a lot, but it's decent, right? So what happened is that,
more than I've ever done.
yeah, well, no, because I mean, I'm like Kiera. I'm in a upper middle class white neighborhood, and then tips are good. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So, and I enjoy doing it. I'm productive. I'm USDA cherry picker when it comes to deliveries. My acceptance rate is probably like 8%, and so 1 out of 10. So what do I do the rest of the time? My utilization factor is like 48%. Meaning half the hour I'm delivering, half the other hour I'm just twiddling my fingers, but then I'm being productive, answering emails, doing phone calls, commenting on videos, whatever.
That part.
Yeah. So, but here's
It's
the
the
deal,
same
though.
thing. Yeah, but
When it
Sergio,
comes,
that's the same thing Ronnie's saying. That's
Yeah.
the same thing Eddie's saying. It's
Yeah.
the same thing I'm saying, and that point needs to be. I just wanted to stress that point. Go ahead, sir. My bad.
No, I agree with all of you guys, but then this is the deal, though. So when Eddie said he would complete his quest by doing deliveries, right? Because I know they're throttling him, and he knows he's throttling him. They will never admit it, but either they're going to send you to Timbuktu that there are no trips, right?
Yeah.
You're going to shut you down either that way, or they're totally going to shut you down. They're going to ghost you, basically. The app is going to ghost you
I get that a
until
lot.
you could be like in the middle of Santa Monica where 10,000 trips exist, or wherever you are. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're not in the suburbs, right? And you position yourself correctly to finish your quest, they're still going to throttle you, right?
Yep.
But that's a given, because not everybody is supposed to finish the quest. If everybody finishes the quest, Uber will lose their asses more than they're losing it now. So
my favorite is going all the way back home and then getting a ride as soon as I make it into the parking lot.
You better believe it. So, but here's the deal. So I used to do rideshare. So I would, just like Eddie, when they throttled me, I would take my deliveries and, roll it into the quest. So after 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks, Uber sends me an email. They go, it's a cut and paste AI email, obviously. They go, well, we noticed you're doing a lot more deliveries now. Going forward, you're only going to get delivery quests.
Oh, that's garbage.
Yes, I even wrote an article about it. I go, what kind of freedom and flexibility is this bullshit, right? I'm going like, okay. So the algorithm figures that you're doing deliveries, and you're doing the trick of, like, now if I had a quest, let's say 50 trips for like $200, that's an extra $4 per delivery. Now the sweet spot, Eddie, for that, if you're going to do that, if you're doing about 55% rideshare and 45% delivery, they will not cut you off of the rideshare quest. Because in the last 6 months, I had never had a delivery quest ever. They put me on quest jail. There is no quest for me.
My deliveries were very minimal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to do. That's like, you got to use delivery like a filler, like a filler. Like I did 60, my quest is 80, I do 20 deliveries.
I didn't know they did that. I didn't know they did that.
Oh, absolutely. Eddie, go read the article. It goes, what kind of flexibility and freedom is this? Because I'm on quest jail. I haven't seen a rideshare quest for like 6 months now. Now I have to do probably about 2 weeks or a month of rideshare without any incentives. Then they'll probably send me a quest. I go like, you can shove it. I don't want it. So you got to be careful. If you're doing it like that, the threshold is about 55%, 60%. You cannot do 60% delivery and 40% rideshare. They will completely cut you off of quests. There's no quest.
Okay. All right. Wow. Because on Sundays, remember that when they used to have a make 3 trips and you get like the bonus or something like that, the consecutive trips. There used to be a consecutive trips, and then there used to be like $1.50 $1.50 for bonus for every delivery. So what I used to do on Sundays, which was my highest paying days, was right. My quest was like $200, $300, whatever. So
Yeah.
I would do deliveries all day, but I would do my 3. I would pick up my 3. I would pick my first one inside. I will finish, shut the app off. I'll go back inside, and I'll do that all day. And I'll make like $500 in like 4 hours. And people are asking me, "It's like, hey, how you doing now? We just doing deliveries." I was like, "Dude, just do the quest, just do deliveries, and it just all adds up." But they never throttled me.
There you go. Yeah, I think deliveries are great if you're in a good area, because deliveries, I'm getting T-shirt done for me. It says I work for tips when I do deliveries, because that's about it. Delivery base rates are so horrible that you're basically hoping and praying that the tip is there, and then you're not going to get tip paid, because Uber gives the customer an hour to take the tip back. In what goddamn world that exists, I don't know. But that's how tip baiting happens.
Jeff's got a shirt. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Jeff's got one of his shirts, and on the right shoulder across the back, big as day, tips appreciated. So when he's driving, whoever's in the back sees the tips appreciated on the back of his shirt. I love that, man. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, a great idea.
So I see Kiara's in the comments, right? And Ronnie, I don't think you know who Kiara is, but she's the queen of the channel. And I was hoping she was going to be on the show tonight. I don't know what the problem is. I'm gonna have to come up there to Atlanta. Kiara, you ain't but 12 hours away. I'd have made that rip 1,000 times. I'm gonna have to come get you. She just wrote a new ebook, right? And we were looking through it, all about food delivery. And I'm gonna tell you what, I've never done a food delivery ever, right? Never done it. I know how to do it now. And I'm not saying that because she's one of us. I'm saying it because it is so well written and it is so easy to follow that I was, like I said, I was hoping she's going to be on the channel tonight. I just hollered at her in a text, and hopefully she can get to us. She lives a little bit of a different lifestyle, so it's not always easy for her. Anyway, what kind of questions, Steven? What kind of good questions we got sitting out there tonight?
I was messing around in the background trying to get control, so I'll hit you with some questions in a second once I go through the comments.
All right. Deacon Lift Linda, she wants to know what is average hours do you drivers work in a day? Ronnie, how many hours do you average a day, my friend?
Man, that's a good question. I'm gonna say anywhere from 8 to 10 and a half, maybe. I like to go just by the week, man. Like, so in the week, I'll say anywhere from like 50, maybe 60 plus, sometimes 70, depending on, the market and like the incentives. It all depends, man. Cause now since I have a channel, I'm doing 2 racks a week calls, driving, girls,
He says, I gotta have a life too, guys.
man.
I ain't strictly in the prayers.
You gotta enjoy it because people in my comments, well, if you drive that much, like you don't have time to do. I have time to do everything I like to do. So
when
they'll tell you don't have a life. I'm like, I hear that so many times. Like, bro, there's 168 hours a week. I'm saying,
right.
I mean, I drive 60 and then there's 108 left. I don't have to sleep. When I'm dead, I'm going to sleep a lot. So what else?
Right.
What do you want from me? You know what I mean? And like, what life do you have?
Because you don't. Yeah, just because you don't know how to utilize your time and you like to waste it on instant gratification doesn't mean I have to be the same.
Yeah. Or just wake up early.
Well, think about it this way too. Okay, so say you're a square and you're working 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
That 40 hours a week is like 50 hours a week. Because you got to get up, drive your ass to work, which you don't get paid for, right? Then you got the half-hour lunch in there. So your 8 hours is really 8.5. Now we're at 9.5. And then you got to drive home in that traffic. Yeah, 10 hours, that's 50 hours a week. So what does it matter if Ronnie or Eddie or Steven or Serge or me, we're putting in 50 hours a week? It's the same 50 hours. The only difference is I get to control what 50 hours I put in that week.
Exactly.
Whereas the square at the job, no, man, you got.
Well, the other thing, Vinny, is that the 50 hours that they figure out, right? 40 hours they're getting paid for, 10 hours they're on the road, they're not getting paid for. Well, guess what? that extra 10 hours we could be on the road getting paid for. You know, you can set your DF,
Well-
go home and get paid. You're monetizing those 10 hours that they're not getting it. And by the way, average travel time to work in the United States, this is by the Department of Transportation, is 38 to 42 minutes on average each way.
That's insanity, man.
Okay, so they're an hour and a half they're on the road. So that's times 5. That's 7.5 to 8 hours you're on the road without barring no traffic situations. That's like open freeway kind of a thing. So when everybody says, "Oh yeah, 40 hours a week, whatever," yeah, I'm like, okay, you know.
All right. So, Kyle says, just go to Chat GPT to write the ebook. Yeah, but you know what? Hey,
we talked about that.
Eddie and I have been messing around with this.
Me too.
Like, no joke. Oh, you too, Ronnie?
Mm-hmm.
It's no joke. You type in something and it does. It spits you out a whole video. It'll spit you out a whole script. But what I'll say to this is, while that AI is pretty damn good and spot on, it's a different world, Kyle, when you're writing it from your experience, you know. And I'm telling you, when y'all see this ebook, if you're into food delivery, this is going to be one to have. I'm not promoting it. I'm just telling you facts, straight
I want
facts.
Sergio to take a look. I want to see Sergio's opinion on it.
Which one?
Okay, so here's a good question.
On Kiki Kiara's ebook.
I haven't
Antonio.
read it. I'll have to read it. I didn't even know you wrote a book. So
I'll talk to Kiara if she's cool with it. Sergio, I email it to you.
cool.
Okay, what's going on with this reservation policy update Uber sent today? I just saw the email before we went on live today. Basically, what it's saying is 2 strikes and you're out. So they
2 strikes for what?
2 strikes on the Uber reservation policy. So
where you don't pick them up.
So you got right. You accept a reservation with Uber, right? If you have to cancel that ride, you need to do it 61 minutes prior, so that they have the opportunity to rematch them. I get that. I understand that. That's fair. And then the other one was God, what was the second? Hold on, I'll find right now. There was a second part to this. Be online at least 60 minutes before the trip starts, so that they can set you a destination filter to your pickup and you can get a ride. But the point is 60 minutes prior, you need to be online and you can't cancel. If you do that twice,
it used to be 40, now 60.
Right.
It's 60 minutes.
Yeah,
now. That's the change. 60 minminutes. 60 minutes.
I didn't get that.
I didn't get that
I'm gonna
either.
throw you off. Bro, you want me to show you the email?
60 minutes. Wow. What if the trip is on? What if the pickup is only like 10 minutes away? Do I still, and then what?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
The algorithm will send me in the opposite direction. They won't find me this direction, and I have to dead mile it to pick this person up. I'm like, what kind of bullshit is that? And I'm like, whatever.
Hold on, I'm going to show it to you right now, guys. Give me 1 second.
I didn't get that email. It must be a Florida thing, bro.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe it's the county.
I don't like Floridians. It's they blame everything. California blames everything on Florida.
That's all right.
Steven, did you get it?
We already know most problems are there in Florida.
We got DeSantis. Y'all gonna have that Newsom dude. Y'all gonna have that. So as it says here, that's right. Y'all can have that dude. Don't bring his ass here, bro. We'll run him out of town. All right. This is the new high. Uber Premium Reserve is an enhanced ride option. Yada yada yada. Here's the update. If something comes up and you
there it is.
Do so at least 60 minutes prior before the trip. This gives your rider time to get matched with a new driver. Okay. Be online at least 60 minutes before the trip. This lets us know that you are planning to keep the reservation. If you're not online at least 60 minutes before the trip, the reservation may be offered to another driver.
Definitely.
Right. You may lose access to the reservation section of the driver app.
More like you will.
These guidelines on more than 2 reservations. So there you go. Sergio, your thoughts?
You know what they say? They don't say something that I get emails, not too many, but I get few a week. They will send me an email saying that, look at this, I had a reservation, it disappeared off my screen.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, that happened.
of course it disappeared because they were able to successfully shop that at a lower price to someone else to increase their take rate anyway. That's why it kind of disappeared. You didn't cancel. The passenger didn't cancel. It just went into thin air. And I go, yep, they must have found a fool that's going to do a little cheaper than you. And they just took it off your screen, although they're not supposed to. But that's what they do. So I mean, I dig reservations. That's what they're doing. You know, they're doing that on deliveries and stuff now. We showed one yesterday, which was actually from Florida. There was a reservation to deliver donuts or bagels somewhere. No joke. This is on the stream. Okay. And you have to be online, obviously, now 60 minutes before to go pick up those donuts and or you know, no joke. It's on the stream. Well, you know how much the pay was? I had never seen it. It's not photoshopped. I verified it. $1.11.
Huh?
$1.11.
I must have missed that.
Oh, you did, yeah. $1.11. I get them all the time from Walmart. Four drop-offs. You know, I had a good one yesterday. It was like 43 minutes for $11.19 with 4 drop-offs.
Wow.
Reservation.
Wow.
They're all in my opportunities. Wow. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, $1.11, bro.
Craziness. I speaking to that, this was about 3 weeks ago. Y'all know down here in South Florida, we got all these cruise ports, right? So Port Everglades is the big cruise port out of Fort Lauderdale. I get a request or a reservation request. It was going to be like 4 days away, right? Kiara's here. I'm going to finish the story and then we're going to get in with the queen. It was 116 miles Lux ride to the other side of the state, which is Naples. $220 for 116 miles. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that. It was a Wednesday and it was an 8 a.m. pickup. Wednesdays are my slowest day here in South Florida. So if you're going to send me over there and I got the opportunity to rip back with another ride, if I don't, I ride back with the apps on and I'll take the mileage deduction. No big deal. It was worth it to me, right? And dude, the day before, the guy's on a cruise boat. He's not going to cancel the ride. He's on a damn cruise ship. They got no signal out there. Yeah. When they're on a boat, bro, they got no internet until they hit a port. Okay? And why would you cancel your ride going back home? But you know what? It was gone. It was gone from my reservations. I was mad as hell. I was 38 high.
They stole it.
Oh my God. Lyft wound up doing me good that day, but yeah, so I hear you on that.
They do it all the time.
Where'd you go, baby? Kiara. She was here and then she's gone again. Where'd she go? Okay, when she comes on, she comes on. There she is.
Hi.
Kiara, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. On, how are you?
I'm putting you up. Hold on, I'm gonna put you up. Oh, we missed you. We haven't seen you in a while. We're trying to get you back here. What's going on?
Yeah, doing Uber Eats in New Jersey. So the schedule that I was doing in Atlanta is not working here. I've got to start earlier. I start now 9:10, and I get out there. I have to take $7 orders, but they're going shorter distances, and I have to take orders all 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So I'm ready to get out of here. And
now I got a question. Kiara, did you make any deliveries to a guy named Nick?
Oh, that's right.
That's a joke for Eddie. Eddie's girlfriend's up in Eddie's girlfriend's name is Nick from Jersey. So
what?
Yeah, it's one of my. It's my Sergio's like my top hater. I don't understand. He's very bipolar. He'll compliment me on one, and then he'll hate me on the other one. I was like, hey, like, make up your mind.
Sergio,
but yeah,
Sergio, you know how you got Norma Stitz?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Nick from Jersey is your Norma Stitz.
Oh, I got
I miss nothing, bro. I catch it all. It all. I'm observant. Like, listen, you sit in the tank for a lot of years behind the main gun. You learn how to You learn how to find things. You just see everything. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kiara, I'm sorry, baby. So when are you heading back to Atlanta? When are you getting up out of Jersey?
I'm leaving January. I'm getting out of Jersey. I'm going back to Atlanta.
Come on south. Come on south. Come on south.
Yeah, money. The money there is so nice earlier today. Like what the area that I was in there, the median household income was in that area, and where I'm at in Jersey, I think it's $8,000. So just a drastic difference in the disposable income that people have from one area to the next.
When we've been bragging on your ebook. By the way, congratulations on writing that. I read through it. I think it's fantastic. I feel like I could go on Uber and say, "All right, sign me up for Uber Eats, and I'm going to go make some money." And when is the question? When will we be able to drop it on the channels and for all our food delivery peoples to maybe take a look at this and download this book?
Yeah, and you can probably ask Eddie when, because once Eddie had given me some suggestions that all of the tips that I put in the book, you can have like a graph or a chart and check, or you put like the cities next to it and see and kind of check off which elements that they have that might lead you to the idea that it might be a high area. So graph checklist thing, worksheet figured out, and a cover page. Then if he says, all right, it's fine, good to go out, then it's done.
All right, so it's gonna be Eddie's fault. All right, your signal's a little choppy tonight.
Yeah.
And, yep, it's a little bit choppy. You sounded like Eddie over here. But you definitely ain't looking like Eddie. But you sounded like Eddie. But you ain't looking like Eddie. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot different. Yeah.
But
So
Kiara,
all right.
if you,
Oh, and look who showed up. Wait a second. Wait. Look who showed up. Look at the comment, y'all. Look who showed up. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up.
So Ronnie,
oh my God.
The RideShare
Hey, Ronnie
culture.
and Sergio, you guys don't know about this, but the RideShare culture, Ron, who at one time, here's something for you. And this is why YouTube can be transformational in itself. I'm going to tell the story, Ron, so if you don't like it, I can't help it, bro. Y'all know Marquise Brownlee, right?
Yeah.
Big tech. How about Ron from the RideShare culture at one point had more subs and more video views than Marquise did?
I believe
Ron was way ahead of Marquise Brownlee. And then Ron quit. He punked out. That's all I'm going to say, Ron. You out of here. Anyway. All right. So, Kiara, you'll be heading back down. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Ronnie, that's Kiara. Kiara, that's Ronnie.
Nice to meet you. Heard good things about you. Congratulations on your ebook and your success.
Yeah.
I'm just being a rude host. All right. So what else we got tonight? What else we got going on tonight, y'all? We're about 2 hours or an hour 45 minutes into this tonight.
I got a question if anybody doesn't have anything else.
Oh, can I tell you that all you guys, well, Brandon is not here. He's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So I spoke to a Chicago driver today. He and his brother are both on the Uber and Lyft platforms. Okay.
Okay.
So one guy drives a Tesla Y in Chicago, and the other guy drives a rental, not a EV. So they were sitting there, live in the suburbs of Chicago. They were sitting on their couch, and they said, "Let's play the game that Serge is talking about." I'm like, he got me today, and then now he's gonna do actually a screen record and send it to me. So here's the deal: they both tap on at the same time. Okay. They received in about 20 minutes 30 requests. 30, right? And being in the suburbs of Chicago, I don't know Chicago at all, so I guess it's good. But that wasn't the point. The point was, so one guy is a 10% acceptance rate. He's a USDA cherry picker, and his brother, I thought he would be an ant because of what he said in his email, and then I talked to him actually for quite a while today. So he says, no, there's a 17% with like 20% cancellation rate, which I go, okay, so he's no ant. I'm like, okay. So he goes, we received about 30 requests. And the requests out of 30, 27 were identical trips. So they would ping one driver first. Obviously, they weren't there to accept trips. They were just playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then his brother would get pinged, or his brother would get pinged first, and then he would get pinged. Guess how many of those 28 or 27 that they received, which were identical trips, were at the same price?
3.
None.
They were all
They
different.
all got pinged different prices. They all got pinged different prices from the same passenger, same trip, same pickup point, same drop off. Okay. And the variation was as high as $8. $8.
Wow.
So how do you figure that?
Oh.
$8 difference?
So now, $8. $8.
Oh.
There was as low as 30 cents and as high as $8.
Hashtag para, baby.
And sometimes the brother's price would be higher. Sometimes his price would be higher.
Now, you know what? Wow. I mean, that's a huge discrepancy. But you said one's in an EV and one's in a regular gas car. I wonder which one got the most requests. Which one got requested first? Was it the EV more?
They both got.
No. Who got
his
the request?
Actually, you know, as far as requests are concerned, out of 30, 27 were identical. So they would wait, and then they would ping. You know, I'm gonna say his name. His name is Matt. They would ping Matt, and then they would ping his brother right away, at a different price. And then the other tip would be they would ping his brother, and they would ping Matt. EV dollar credit obviously made a difference, right? But then he says they all considered that, you know, when he got a ping, they deducted $1 and figured out the difference that way. So
right.
So every trip was pinged to them. Again, same pickup, same passenger, right? Because they're shopping it around. They're sitting side by side, two drivers. So they would ping one guy and then they would ping the other guy. So now I told him, what you should do is, you know, take a screen record of that next time, and he's going to do it next week. And FYI, I actually want to encourage you and urge you, all of you, to do this in your cities. You all know drivers, okay? So this is the test we're going to run in LA in the next coming month, in February. We're going to get about 4 or 5 passengers in a parking lot. We're going to get about at least 10 to 12 drivers in a parking lot, side by side. So we're going to test the Uber app first. We're trying to figure out how discriminatory it is, these algos that they're running. We're going to have 5 passengers simultaneously order 5 trips from where they are to the exact same destination, exact same time of the day. My bet is that all 5 are going to get different prices as far as passengers are concerned.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
So that's against the law, by the way. You can't do that. So that's FTC.
Me and one of the guys I drive with down here, my buddy Fireman Mike, we were sitting side by side. We don't drive the same truck, but we drive the exact same platforms. We're sitting side by side having a conversation. He gets a request, comes through. He says, "No, I'm not taking it. I'm getting out of here. I don't want this." He declines it. I'm sitting 10 feet from him. I get the request, and it's paying me like $1.50 more than what it got offered to him.
There you go. So
yeah, I got it on video.
I have always believed that every driver and every passenger has a little file in some AWS server on Uber's AWS server. Since they know the tendencies of the driver and they know the tendencies of the passenger and the spending patterns, they ping you completely differently, which is against the law. You're not supposed to do that. That's against FTC rules, actually. But then what we're going to do, we're going to take it a step further. Then we're going to hope that whatever passenger is ordering that request from that point to the exact same point, like all 5 of them, one of the drivers is going to get pinged with that in the parking lot. He will decline, and the trip will go to the next driver. He will decline, and we want to see the price variance, right? And we're going to record all of this like professionally. Everybody's phone is going to be recorded. So I urge you guys to do this because this could be.
I've been doing it. I've the biggest difference between Uber and Lyft is Uber has that extreme price variance. Lyft, it might have like a price variance, but it's nowhere near as big as Uber. That's what I'm saying. Like that one ride I talked about, where like I got a one because I have Pair on and I have set its ridiculous rates. That one ping I got, it averaged $95. I didn't get another one, but I got that one ping, and that's an Uber X ride. This is not like Uber Black, Uber XL, or anything. It was an Uber X, paying more than what I would get from a Lux Black. That's why I mean it's crazy that there's a price variance, but that's why I am such a savior and fanboy of Pair, because it allows me to see those price variances and change my parameters based on what's coming in.
Yeah, but when you said Uber is offering me $90 an hour, that's not a factual comment, right?
No. So like I have my parameters like $20, like what I was doing earlier. I had it set a $20 minimum, $3 a mile, and $90 an hour. So it was just declining Uber X rides left and right. And then I got this one that came in. It was like $26, and it parachuted as $96 an hour average for pickup and drop off.
$26, it lasted 15 minutes. That's why it showed you at 96, because that's where the map is at. Yeah. So, but you didn't actually make $96 an hour. You extrapolated that to the whole hour and then said Uber is offering me $96 an hour.
Yes.
Right.
But like, so I'll adjust my parameters based on how often I see rides. I'm not gonna just decline 200 rides until I get that one.
Well,
but
I
like I'll get to the point where if I can decline 10 rides and then get something like that, then that's the perfect haven. That's what I'll run out.
I get you. I get what you're saying. So can we do this test in all these cities? Like Vinny, you can 10 drivers. You can get them in a parking lot and then have a few people. Yeah.
I got a couple of fans here that we'll probably get together somewhere.
I can get a couple. We can do it. Listen, I'm game for it. Anything for you, Serge.
No, I'm serious. I mean, because we're going to do this. And look, okay, I'm being, I'm always upfront with you guys, and I'm upfront on the show and everything.
100%.
So, okay, the frequency of emails I'm getting from the boss, not my boss, the Uber boss, is has gone like, this is the trajectory, like a 45-degree angle this way, right? So every week I get one saying, why did he say that? Why did he write that? Why did he say that? And I'm going like, it's getting to the point. It's really, I'm if you guys are watching this Uber, I'm making it public now, okay? So the frequency is like going through the roof, right? So, and then, it puts Harry in a bad situation, right? And he goes, Serge, is this facts? I go, listen, Harry, I put it out there. If it's not factual, instead of crying like a little girl or a high school teenager, come on, put your numbers down. Release the data. Because if you're not going to release the data, you can't cry over spilled milk, because this is my numbers. If you're going to contest it, come contest it with your own numbers. Otherwise, shut up, sit down, go to the corner, cry, do whatever you need to do. So to me, when we do this in LA, I know we're going to prove that what they're doing is not only discriminatory, but illegal. Because with this price fixing thing, because it goes into price fixing, right? So
that's it. It's price
fixing. If I do this and release this, which I'm going to do, and then they're going to come and say, well, yeah, it's just a small sample size. But if I say, oh, I did it in Tampa, I did it in Austin, I did it in Chicago, I did it in LA, I did it in all Atlanta, I did it in all the big markets, then they cannot come and say, wait a minute, whatever, right? So that's why you guys help me out with this and do it in your cities. It's something
I've also discovered is that the price variance gets higher the bigger the surges.
No, but we're not talking price variance, Brandon. We're talking about different passengers getting different pricing according to whatever model they have in their servers, as far as AI is concerned. Okay.
Okay.
And like, okay, here's the example. If I am from a poor neighborhood and that's my app, that trip to me is going to be offered at a lower price than if I was in Beverly Hills, okay, which is high-end area. Same thing is going to happen in San Francisco. Same thing is going, you guys have high-end areas, low-end areas. If the passenger is from a low-income neighborhood, they're going to ping him at a lower price going to the same place at the same time from the same pickup point. And that's discriminatory. You can't do that, right? Number one.
Right.
Number two,
Right.
on the driver's side, they know what your habits are as a driver. They know if you're an ant, they're going to ping you at the lowest possible price. Because that you take everything anyway, so why do I even have to ping it at a different price, give you like a lot of money? I'm not supposed to anyway. So all these things can be proven easily, right? Now, and if I could do this in like 5, 6, 8, 10 major cities, then they will have nothing to come back and combat that with, because then I got their pants and in a squeeze. And
When you let
yeah.
You what I would do is if you send me an outline, a bullet point of how you want it, the control.
Yeah.
Send me a bullet point of the control, and I'm game. I'll make it happen. I'm sure a couple of guys on the channel will make it happen for you too.
Yeah. And we're gonna do it on UberX. We're not gonna do it because that's the most used platform. So we'll do it on UberX, right?
All right, no problem.
We're not talking about variants, because these two brothers, when they watched yesterday's show and they commented on the video, he goes, "Me and my brother were sitting and we got 30 requests and all 30 were different between me and him. We're sitting side by side."
Right.
Why is that?
It is.
Why? That's illegal. You can't do that.
Right. It is price fixing, and that's the one thing I say about upfront pricing that I don't like. And I haven't made any bones about it. You don't know what you're driving for. When you had a base rate, when you had your base rate, when you had your per minute per mile, right? You knew what you were driving for. You didn't have to sit there and play, Albert Einstein and a mathematician, like from, whatever, trying to figure out the damn numbers. You knew if you saw 30 miles, you knew you was a $60 ride,
Yep.
$58 to $62. You knew that's what it was. Yep. Now it's like you see a 30-mile ride and you're like, what the hell is this $22? Where the hell did this come from?
Yep.
All right, so no, we're game for that, and I'm sure other people will me, bro. I'll push it. Yep. Ronnie, this question is for you, because I'm just curious, because WeZoom, he's talking with somebody in the chat, and they're talking about the EV. You get the extra $1 for the EV. Does the Prius qualify for that EV bonus or no?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, because it's not an EV; it's a hybrid.
But right,
is he talking about the 2020? Because I think Toyota, the Prius, is supposed to switch to electric. Is he talking about the new one?
No, I'm just saying in general, as a general.
The EV bonus is just not an EV bonus. It's actually a green bonus.
Yeah.
So it should be any hybrid efficient vehicle gets that $1 bonus. It's just now being marketed as an EV bonus, but it is actually it should be for a Prius.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not all Prius. What it is for Uber Green is like, we have a contributor in Minneapolis. He drives the Prius. What is that? The one also you can also
Prius
plug
Prime?
in at the same time.
Prius
There's
Prime.
one that you can plug in. Prime,
Prius
is that
Prime.
what it is?
Yeah.
That is with the $1 EV credit, but the regular Prius is not.
Okay, I was just curious
because it has miles of full electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I figured, since it was a hybrid, I'm not well versed in that. All right. Steven, you had something you wanted to bring up? You had a question you wanted to get
I believe Bo or Julio asked the question about what's the longest ride that you've taken. So for anybody that wants to answer that.
My longest trip, this was early on when I was driving X, was from here to Tampa. That was it was a 4-hour trip, it was like 230 miles. I'll never forget it because her flight was canceled, so she took the UberX over. She is she is a world-class EDM DJ. So she's pretty famous and pretty known. And this was at like 11 o'clock at night. So the only thing I heard from her was because she had just flew back in from Spain. I'll never forget her though, because it was the first time I ever got a trip. That was like in my first year driving. and it came up 45 minutes long distance. So I get down there. No, so as I'm driving to her, I get a text message says, "Hey, I hope you don't mind going long distance." It's like, no, not at all, not at all, right? But I ain't know where the hell how long distance she was talking. And then when I picked her up, I started tripping. Shit said Tampa. I was like, Tampa? And I'm thinking, man, 11 o'clock at night, I got a 4-hour trip to Tampa. Oh, man, I hope I can stay. Bro, she was out like 10 minutes after she told me what happened to her. 10 minutes later, bro, she was out like 5 minutes before I pulled up to her house. She woke up, and it was a house. It was one of them houses, bro. It's one of them houses. Anyway, I never knew that if you did and you played with the dials, like I don't know how they call that DJing. DJing to me was right. That was DJing. Anyway, that's my longest trip. So 230 miles one way. Anybody else?
Nobody else?
My longest trip is only 58 miles.
I think
and this was before like most people, this was before upfront details.
Okay.
Yeah, you're new.
Yeah.
Well, if you drive enough, I mean, you drive the upper class, so you're not going to do a 200-mile trip, bro.
I'm definitely not going to do it now that I can see where the destination is.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
hold on. Sergio.
Mine actually is not, well, it's long, but nothing like Vinny's. I've done LAX to San Diego, which is probably 130, 40 miles, maybe. And then I've done LAX to the old days where the multiplier was in play. We did all those long trips. Love those 3x, 4x long trips. I mean, Ronnie probably knows about it. So it's like,
Ronnie, what you got, Ronnie?
I think mine's is about 100, maybe 110, 113 miles to like what, Roseville or somewhere in Sacramento from like Oakland. So I've did that a few times. So,
Well,
but I've seen like some like weird glitches. Like somebody will request a trip out here and then go to like Las Vegas. I'm like, is this a glitch? Or if I seen I probably have screenshots somewhere like in my phone, like out here to go to like the East Coast. I'm like, what? I wonder if I could try to find it.
I have done several XLs and Lux trips to Orlando, but Orlando's only like 180 miles. But I've done several of those. It's like
Only.
bro.
well, I mean, but this is our market. It's like I tell you, right? If you ever looked at our market, Jupiter to Key West or to the Keys, Key Largo is like 200 miles.
Cali and Florida has
all right,
much
so
more
I'm
longer
all
miles.
right. I got a screenshot of a request from Oakland and Las Vegas. This, damn, I don't have the date, but let me see.
It's like 400 miles, 500 miles.
Woo!
Wow.
All right.
So you took that,
Does
right?
that say
Hell no, I'm not going to Vegas. How much they paying? I got shit to do. I got stuff to do, man. That's it's not that important to me. Especially sitting in the car with somebody. Like I always think, because people get in the car, one, they annoying. Two, some people stink. I can't stand stinky people.
See, I'm not the only one.
No, 100%. I don't want that in my life.
Or especially get one of the people. Well, can you please turn on the music? I'm like, oh man,
no.
Can you turn it up?
Jeff tells them to get out of the car. Can you get out of my car?
I'm gonna see if I got some more screenshots somewhere up in here.
I got one for you, Ronnie.
When I used to drive the drunk hours, I had one from Hollywood Boulevard, middle of Hollywood, on to Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. So I go pull up. Those days we don't know where the passengers are going. So I'm like, I go pull up. Great trip too, by the way. It was like 2.3 or 2.4x. The guy gets in. I slide it over. I'm like, I saw it. Then I'm thinking my brain didn't like go fast enough. I'm seeing MGM, right? MGM. I'm thinking, is there an MGM in LA? I'm like, what's happening here? Is there like I go, is there an office building or downtown maybe? I don't know where we're going here. And then the guy goes, I go, is this the MGM in Vegas? He goes, yeah. I go, oh, no. I go, all right. My apologies, sir. Although it's going to pay me like $600 but then there's a cap of, I think, $400. You can't even make that money.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I found another one.
Wait, there's a cap on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on Lyft there's a cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about
There's a
that.
cap.
On
Ronnie,
Uber
what
too.
you got?
On
He's got
Uber,
another
too.
one.
This
He's
is
got another one.
from San Francisco Airport to like
Jeez.
Carmel or something.
Hold on, make it.
Shit.
Put
You said what?
his screen up.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring him up now. There you go.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
nah, I'm good
Nah,
with
Let's
that.
see what else I got up in here, man.
I'm
And
good
then
with that.
the guy goes, you know, I'll take care of you. I go, I don't give a shit. I go, if you get me a room and maybe whatever, that's just not gonna happen. Like, oh, please get out of the car. And the guy smelled a little bit of marijuana anyway. So I'm thinking like,
yeah.
okay, you know, there's no return on that trip, right? You're gonna dead mile it back. Without traffic, it's 4 hours each way. I'm figuring out $400, $50 an hour is not worth it. I go, no, get out. And then the guy goes, you know, I'll tip you well, blah, 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 blah. I go, bro,
Not
I
the
go,
tip.
how
Not
high
the
are
tip.
you right now? I go, do you know Southwest Airlines is like $80 round trip? And you're ordering an Uber for like $500. God knows what Uber's charging you for this.
But
The guy goes,
and
no,
I
man,
heard
we'll have
there's a
good
lot of
time. I'm like,
people.
get the fuck out.
Yeah, but I
you
hear
know
there's a
what?
lot of people that prefer the rides up.
Or
There-
there's
there's
some
a
people
good
who,
amount of
who-
people.
who can't fly
Oh, yeah.
because they're on a
That too.
no-fly list.
That too. But
You
but
you
I
guys
know.
heard of the Driven Dad, right? Driven Dad had that. Did you guys hear that one? That he did
Yeah.
the $3,000 trip,
Oh,
Ooh.
he did?
1,800 miles each way, or 1,500
Like
miles.
he's got
each
another
way?
one.
Was he the one that did the thing with Mr. Beast?
So this was, I don't know where exactly. This was like you can see 1,500 miles away.
Where the hell is that going? Texas?
No, it was somewhere on the East Coast. I'm not even sure because I
Doesn't
screenshotted
that say
it.
Lubbock? Does that say Lubbock at the bottom?
Yeah,
Texas.
That's Lubbock, Texas.
Oh,
Akron Road, Dana Street, and Akron
Well,
Road.
that's-
I think
that's
it's
right
maybe
by me.
somewhere in Ohio. No, because the way the map is set up is
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's kind of look like it's in the Midwest.
crazy,
somewhere.
man.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Yeah,
bro, let me tell you something. I worry about them types of trips because of where I live and what we're known for, being that gateway to Central South America and the Caribbean. That it wouldn't be nothing for somebody to throw a little duffel bag in the back of the truck and we're making a run. You know, that's all. Listen, no jokes aside, that's always a worry down here. If I see somebody coming up to the truck with a duffel bag and they ain't got on no military uniform,
Dude, spend a
we
week in
ain't
the
doing
Key
the
West
ride.
and vlog it.
bro,
See how many
listen,
rides
like,
you get out of the state.
I will tell you a couple of stories once we end the stream tonight. Okay, I will tell you a couple of stories when we end the stream tonight. But yeah, if I see somebody coming with a duffel bag, dead serious, a duffel bag, and they ain't got on military fatigues, ain't getting in my truck. We ain't doing the ride. We ain't doing the ride, bro. I ain't listen. I've got a mug shot floating around out there somewhere. We ain't doing that twice. Okay, it ain't gonna happen twice. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I have not been convicted of shit. Neither was I charged, but that was a fun weekend. Anyway, all right. So we're pushing 11 o'clock here. We're not going to take this out 3 hours tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming to the show. I especially want to thank our special guest tonight, Ronnie from Ronnie Speed TV. Y'all check him out.
Make sure y'all get y'all calculators so y'all can calculate everything y'all need to calculate. Y'all want to be the nerd,
All right. Y'all check out his show.
Doing.
Y'all check out his show. I also want to thank Sergio again. I truly believe that, the more we grow and the more we try to help people, we're going to attract the right kinds of people to our show. I can tell you who won't ever be on this show, and y'all already know who that is. So, because
what if he asked?
Well, hold on. And one more thing.
I wouldn't give a good holy
Ron,
damn. Listen, we will not have anybody on this channel professing jack shit. Okay,
That's
I'm
true.
telling you that right now. All right.
All right, that's fair.
So, with that being it, Ronnie, one tip. We try to end the show. We give one quick tip to everybody that's watching to try to help them out. I caught you off guard, huh?
Yeah, because I was reading the private checks. I think I missed something. You said one quick tip?
Yeah, just one quick tip. Just throw something out there to them.
All right. It's January, so we already know it's a lot slower than normal markets. Just get out there, man. Get it done, man. Learn your market. There's no way around it. You have to know, where to be, where not to be, what times to drive. Then you gonna have to put the work in. I mean, it's not gonna come easy. A lot of people, they just want to rip the Band-Aid off the skin and want the path of least resistance, man. You got to put the time in and figure out where to be, man. Simple as that. And or you could just be a nerd and get your calculators and try to find excuses and ways not to embrace the grind, because I'm gonna get this money regardless. I don't give a fuck who like it, who don't like it, or what y'all got to say about it. Speeding.
Amen. Steven, what you got over there?
He's got a website too.
Oh yeah. Follow me at Ronnie Speed. The website should be in the
store.
Link RVLclothing.com. And also, man, on my channel, if you are a driver, you make $2,000, hit me up on Instagram at Ronnie Speed. I do like a 2 racks a week challenge where we do like a Zoom interview, and I have you share your story, man, because there are a lot of people in different markets who are unaware of the money that they can make. And, they see Atlanta, they see New Jersey, St. Louis, whatever the case may be, people who are making money. And, you could be inspired and hold yourself accountable, because the choice is yours. If you see somebody else doing it in your market, now you got a decision to make, what you want to do and what you're going to do about it.
Amen. All right, Steven, what you got, bro?
I want to steal this one from Ronnie, but
okay.
You should definitely, you should definitely take that time. Like, okay, I drive a Tesla and it's going to take 30 minutes for me to charge. So usually I take that 30 minutes to clip out a short video or 2 or 3, so take that, understand that even when you're not getting rides, let's say Uber is just as slow as Lyft, take that opportunity to do something else and be building something else. Don't just waste your time. Plenty of people are going to complain. Plenty of people are going to look at it like, well, there's nothing I can do. Let me throw my hands up in the air. Maybe it's time for me to get a W-2. And there's nothing wrong with having a W-2 job. Some people aren't built to just run their own business and be responsible for when things aren't as good as the best times. When it's slow, they're not ready for that. It's mentally, emotionally draining. Understandable. But you don't want to take on more risk than you can handle in those situations. So don't worry about getting a super expensive car. Don't, take advantage of the opportunity that you have in front of you. And when it comes to opportunity, understand that being lucky is just being prepared for opportunity. Being lucky is being prepared for opportunity. It's not that, somebody just jumped into something and all of a sudden everything was made for them. Some people, they have it like that. Understand being prepared for opportunity is what makes you lucky.
God damn fucking Chicago.
All right, Eddie.
Look at Chicago, man.
Well, Brandon, turn the damn thing on.
Yeah,
I'm money if
right.
Why wasn't it like?
Yeah, we want to see you get a ping right now, live.
Let's go.
Oh, that's too easy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You see, Jeff's out there. Jeff's got to be making some money. He ain't come on the live stream tonight.
Yeah, we want to see you. We want to see you decline some tricks.
Jeff, there you go. There you go. Go get
that's $14 for 21 minutes. That's garbage.
Oh, well,
close it out. Let's see the next one.
Come on.
That's it.
Let's go. Show us some money.
$20 for 17 minutes.
We'll get you. Listen,
he getting
$29 for 19 minutes.
You either going to talk about it or be about it. Which one's it going to be tonight?
Yeah, what you going to do, Mr. 96 an hour?
29 for 19.
Ronnie fits right into the
29 for 25.
I like it. Coming in with the shots. All right.
Oh,
Eddie,
did you show Brendan? Did you show Sergio your acceptance rate?
1%.
Or is it the acceptance or the?
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Acceptance rate.
It's improved, guys. It's improved. I'm now at 2% acceptance.
Oh my God.
I'm now at 2%, guys. I was at 1%. Now I'm at 2.
See, I told you needed to work harder on that.
Look at his looks garbage. 675 for 8 minutes. That's so horrible.
That is terrible.
Eddie,
wow.
Eddie, I need your tip. I need your tip, Eddie. I need your tip.
Again, you gotta have yourself multiple apps. I have Uber, Lyft,
Lux,
Rodeo,
I don't
and
want
I
your
have
Lux
Vivo
garbage ride.
I'm experimenting with.
God damn it, Lux, stop.
Hey, he's talking. Man.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're making money, always have options open this way. If you're not making money in one direction, you can make money in another direction. So have multiple apps out there. And by the way, Rodeo and VHO might not work in all markets, but in mine, every once in a while something good comes along. So I'll take it. That's how I was able last week to make 1944. So I know somebody was asking how I was able to almost make 2,000 when it was like slow.
I'm gonna cash app.
It's just
I'm gonna cash app you 56 so that you can be a 2K a week driver.
Oh, I know, so close, so close,
27,
so damn close.
27 for 20 minutes.
What you gonna do?
Bro,
Yeah,
that's 81 right there. That's close enough.
And I'm here with the boys. See, I'm sacrificing money to spend time with you guys.
Okay. Well, guess what, Brandon?
Are those all X? Are those all X trips?
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Hey, all right, Brandon. Tip of the week. Let's go. And it's not looking at the app, watching money go out the window. What is it?
So I'm gonna spend a couple of minutes here because
Okay.
I'll say my piece.
my background is probably is fairly different. I came from the WT side into the RideShare game. I came all the way. I actually moved to Chicago to be at the top level, to be a senior network engineer. So I came from the top making six figures, and I saw an opportunity in the RideShare to make even more. But that's just because, I came to this level that I'm at because, I have the engineering mindset. I'm always like, what can I do to maximize my time? What tools can I use? What can I do to maximize my money? And it's regardless of if you're going from the bottom to the top of the RideShare to W2, or you come from my end, it's all about that experience. It's I got my experience from the engineering side of the life, so yeah, I've only been driving for a year, but I have the ability to know how to maximize my income in anything I do, and that comes with anything. So that brings me up to the main point I want to talk about is that not all markets are equal. It's true. I went from South Florida to Chicago because I was presented with an opportunity to double my salary. I go where the money is. If you have the ability to do that in all aspects of it, not just ride sharing, that's what you got to do to make your money. Because if I was stuck in South Florida, I would be stuck doing $50,000 a year, which is considered to be normal pay for a mid-level engineer, which is really, really horrible. So, if your area is really getting like one ride like every 5 minutes, and you're seeing me on this live stream getting 80 rides a minute, and you're trying to make this a full-time job, you got to look like, hey, if I'm going to really make this full-time job and fully commit to it, maybe it's time for me to move to a big city where I can make that big money. And if you're not willing to make that, then maybe ride sharing isn't for you. Maybe you look for something local, W2. But it's all about maximizing your potential, and that may just involve you having to move, like what I did. I moved across the country for a better opportunity, and here I am.
That's a pivot, though. But that's a pivot. That's a pivot. It might be an extreme of a pivot, but still, I mean, listen, back in the day, I don't know if y'all familiar with this term. They used to call it carpetbagging. Carpetbagging is when people would come from another area that was dry, they'd come into a city, get jobs there, get that money, and then take it back to where they come from. They used to call that carpetbagging. But what you did, Brandon, was you saw an opportunity, not only driving, but also in your professional career, and you moved. See, a lot of times people never get out their own damn neighborhoods, man.
Yep.
So many people live exactly where they were born and all of this stuff, and they don't know what the rest of the country or even the rest of the world looks like. And
I've
kudos
been
to
around
you.
the world several times.
Well, yeah, and most people here on the channel know my history. I'm with you there.
Yep.
Okay. But and there's some things I don't want to see again. I ain't gonna lie about it. But at the same time, you took it upon yourself, and for whatever it was, you went for it. And at the end of the day, kudos to you. I applaud you for that. All right, Sergio.
Okay.
Sergio.
I got two.
Okay.
I got two. But before Kiara loses the connection, Kiara, watch the stream yesterday. We had Kim from Kim Side Money Plans on yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Who's the queen of multi-apping, and she's I think on 12 now. And she delivers in Jersey, Eats and DoorDash. Where she delivers, she says she delivers to Bon Jovi, she delivers to the governor of New Jersey's house. So whatever you are in Jersey, you're in the wrong neighborhood. So contact her and ask her where she's delivering, because your numbers may match Atlanta. You may not have to go back to Atlanta. So that's number one. Number two, I kind of tag along with
That's
one.
really good to know. I'm gonna
No,
go back
seriously,
and watch that.
just contact her through her channel. Her channel's name is Kim Side Money Plans, or contact her through one of the videos that she makes for us. And I'm telling you, she's killing it out there. Okay.
She have red hair? Does she have red hair?
She has kind of reddish, not as red. She's the most bubbly personality, wonderful woman, and she's killing it doing the apps.
I feel like I've seen her before.
Yeah.
So
she's in one of the last two streams.
Yeah, she's pretty sharp. She's pretty sharp.
She was on the stream yesterday, and don't look at her like she's all nice and bubbly. She's a killer. Trust me.
Yeah, I think I've seen her videos before. She sounds familiar.
Yeah. But watch the stream from yesterday. She was a guest on the stream, and you'll figure it out. So my thing is, I'm going to tag along with what Ronnie said a little bit, is that rideshare may seem easy to a lot of people. It's just driving. It's not. A lot of people out there who are unsuccessful and bitch and complain are playing chess. I mean checkers. Sorry, we're all playing chess.
Amen.
There's a big difference between playing checkers and chess. One is moving the pieces. They're both moving the pieces, but one is with intent and with structure and with strategy. And to me, as a driver, from the first day on, the most important thing has always been, is not the trip that I'm on, is where that trip is going to take me and what's there. So to me, these things are easily done. If you're on the road the same 40 hours, I will run circles around you because I'm doing these simple things that you're not doing. Okay. And this is not about boasting. This is not about that. I want to teach you these things because I've gone through, I paid my dues, and it's free. You'll get the advice. But a lot of people don't have the discipline to stick to it, because they'll do it for a couple of days and they'll go, oh, this is just too difficult. I can't think that much. I'm like, bro, that's why you're complaining. You're making $18 an hour gross. After expenses, you're less than minimum wage. Don't complain. You got to put into it. You get out of it what you put into it. And if you don't put any thought into it and you think it's a simple thing because you pick up somebody point A, drop them off point B, rideshare has got a very, very steep learning curve, and you got to adapt, and you got to put some thought into it, just like anything else. So there you go.
Yep.
Amen to that. You're right, Sergio. And it's kind of like what Ronnie and we've all been saying. If you don't treat this like a business, if you treat it like you're a freaking employee, then don't expect to get business success. Expect to hit that ceiling employee success. That's what you're going to get out of it. Yep. So if you're not willing to move and change, then Sergio, Ronnie, you guys are spot on again. Kiara Queenie, I need a good one from you, baby. Let's go. What do you got?
For what I've learned doing Uber Eats back in New Jersey again is when you're saying pivot and change your strategies, that doesn't necessarily mean like for a week and it didn't work, I'm just going to give it up. I've noticed that with New Jersey, it's like there's a Wednesday strategy, there's a weekend strategy, and you have to figure out how to make them. It's not necessarily like doing one per week and then switching it up and trying something else a week. Study your market and study
change on a daily
flow
basis
of people and where they are and what they're doing, and then kind of, instead of kind of just going with one strategy per week and then switching it off, I would try something Monday through Thursday and then try a weekend strategy and work it out that way. Different.
All right, there you go. She's right. Like, listen, it's not one size fits all. What works in my market might not work in Brandon and I, in previous shows, in public and in private, we have gone at it back and forth in a good way. But we understand that we drive two different markets. Our markets are completely different, completely different. He is in a much denser, more consolidated area. And again, I'm in a 200-mile stretch. So you guys gotta you gotta work your market. What Ronnie does, what Eddie does, what Steven does, Serge. Listen, it ain't one size fits all. That's why it's slow now. Take that minute to learn your goddamn market.
When it comes to longer drives, Vinny gets paid more than I do, straight up.
Yeah, and shorter trips, Brendan's going to make more than I do if he ever actually accepts a ride. So that's a whole nother thing.
2%, baby, 2% for life.
Well,
Anyway.
that was like the last one, Brandon. Last one was, what was that? 18 minutes for $27?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give yourself a little bit of room there, buddy, because any ex-driver that you're stealing that trip from would do like cartwheels on that thing. You know what I'm saying? So give us a break. Get rid of this para bullshit. No, actually, I love para. Give these guys a break, bro.
If it wasn't for para, I would probably be forced to get a full-time job again because I would be genuinely concerned about making rent.
But you just declined like 6 trips that Uber X drivers would kill over, bro.
Because I'm spending time with the boys. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Selfish, man.
Boy, I tell you. All right. So, and then my tip of the week is just pay attention to what everybody's saying, because ain't nobody here going to tell you wrong. And even if one or two of us don't agree, it's up to you to take that advice. They tell you all the time. You can give me your advice, then it's up to me to make good use of it or not make good use of it. And if you're stuck and you're down and you're out, we all got emails, we all got channels. Please go subscribe to all of them, and we'll always be here for you because, and this is something that I respect about Sergio, and I've never said it, I'm going to say it now. Sergio, you correct me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Sergio don't need to be doing this.
No.
He doesn't have to be here. Trust me when I tell you, he does not have to be here. He's doing it because and Sergio, I'm gonna put you out there. He's lived one career that's been very good to him, and he worked, and now he's trying to give back. And you hear about people giving back, but you don't really see them week in, week out giving them back. Somebody who writes a check for $100,000 is giving back in a minuscule way. But when somebody can teach you how to fish instead of just giving you that fish, you know what I'm saying? You know the cliche, you're going to eat. So I hope you guys understand that. With that, y'all, we're going to wrap this show up. You're very welcome, sir. That's why I appreciate you the way I do. I appreciate you. And I don't like putting people's business out there, but a lot of people don't know the story.
Yeah.
You
Brandon,
just have to.
Can I ask Brandon one final question?
Yeah.
You have a backdoor deal with Para, bro? What's happening here?
No.
You're doing all this for free, bro? You're doing all this advertising for free?
No, I don't want it for free.
It's completely changed the way I thought about things.
Of course it did. I'm not saying that it didn't, but I'm thinking you're like constantly pumping it up. I'm thinking there's definitely a backdoor under the table.
He's like, no, I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid.
Something is happening here.
I'm excited to see how much more I can make in the summer now that I have this, because I thought that me making $4,000 to $5,000 and a peak of summertime in Chicago was good, but that was without this.
Yeah.
Now that I have this, I expect to make a couple thousand more a week with this, having access to this kind of information. And again, this is not going to work for everybody. Like, it's not going to work for Vinny where he is unless he goes to Brickell. It's not going to work for. And
I get that. That's recorded. That's recorded, Brandon. I'm just letting you know. I will be cutting that clip out. I got it timestamped. Just letting you know. Okay, because for 2 months we've been fighting about this.
Go to Brickell.
You know what?
See what it does for you.
You know what?
Go to Brickell. See what it does for you. You've never gone to Brickell.
I got your ass now, son. Go ahead. I got your ass.
Yeah. So for me, it's because I'm getting these ride requests, and then before I didn't even think about doing UberX at all. I was strictly Lyft, Lux Black, solely. I was like, wow, I thought this was good money. And then, because of your video, when you talk about the para executives, I tried it out, and I just had a whole new light.
Did you just give me credit for something? Is that what happened?
I'm serious.
You should go get a lotto ticket.
I'm very thankful because it changed my mindset.
Right.
Now I'm seeing Uber X rides paying more than the Lux Black. It's completely changed the way I'm thinking about things now.
So
do you have an Android?
SB Rides.
You have an
S-
Android?
SB Rides.
I got an iPhone. I had an Android, but then I got an iPhone because I was seeing more updates come into iPhone more often.
Yuck.
So,
I hate the iPhone.
but yeah, Para does work better on iPhone.
Yeah.
But even if I didn't have an iPhone and
I don't
I
have
knew
any
that Para
issues.
worked better than an iPhone, I would have bought an iPhone just for Para.
So SB Rides made a video, and it's a pretty good video. He talks about some of the benefits he's seen with Para, whatever. But he said it in the comments here, he actually discovered that he was able to use the filters that were designed for food deliveries, use those filters in order to block high schools. So in his area now, he doesn't get rides to the schools in his area. He just blocks those addresses.
Yeah, you also have apartments.
you-
You also have
All right.
apartments.
Time out.
Anyway, Next one.
You could do that in Para?
Yeah, because hey, don't start, Eddie. I'll put your ass in time out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't start. Ronnie, we got this
Sorry.
thing bro, where we
Curiosity.
time out. Where I just shut him off the stream. I
We
just shut
gotta
him
go.
off.
We gotta go. It's 8:30. Holy
Yeah.
shit, it's
Anyway.
11:30.
Yeah.
Listen, if Para wants to be a sponsor of anybody's channel, then reach out. Otherwise, it's $1 every time we say the word Para, for whatever the hell it is. You don't work for me anyway. All right, Ronnie. Hey, bro, I appreciate you being here, dog.
No, I appreciate the invite. Had a good time. I'll definitely be back more often.
Well, you are cordially invited. You are cordially invited to be.
I'm about to say, damn, quarterly shit. Once a
quarterly, yeah. Cordially invited to be
just like the healthcare stipend. Oh yeah, y'all don't get that.
Oh yeah, well, that's the Sunday night show. But now, hey, you're a member of the RideShare Garage team. If you choose to be, I will be linking you up in the Garage team in our descriptions from now on. I just simply link your channel, invite people to subscribe to those channels. You're welcome back anytime. If you want, I'll just put you on the email list. The invite's there. If you come, you come. If you don't, we know you about us. Same thing we do with Sergio. Sergio, it's always a pleasure to have you here, bro. Your numbers and your details is awesome. Eddie's freeze frames make for great memes. So I appreciate you, Eddie, being here once again. Kiera.
Just wait till I get my.
Oh my God, Kiera. We miss you, Queen, and but who misses you more? That'd be the RideShare culture, because he's got you on the big screen at home right now, 65-inch. He's got you framed out. Brandon, you're still my boy, no matter what. Discord group. We do have a Discord group. I will link it up in the description if you guys want to join the Discord. Right now, it seems to be only Brandon and me and Steven. But, we have a good time.
And my apprentice.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Steven.
Yes.
And now, what did you just get gun shy on us? Turn your camera off?
No, remember my camera's set on a timer so that I don't leave it on. Anyway, sorry about that.
Listen, I promise you this. I will not throw you under the bus too tough like they did to Tobin, whatever his name is from CNN. Okay? I promise I won't do that to you. All right, y'all. We're going to get up out of here. I'm going to end this stream. We'll see y'all next time. Out. Thanks again. And make that money.